Welcome to the grand final! The Captain's Clash is heading into the final match. Best of 7 series. We're heading into our first map. There is a winner bracket advantage right now for Team Kure, who arrived in the grand finals through, you guessed it already, the winner bracket. Whereas Team YEAAABOI had to go for a pretty big lower bracket run. So this is a rematch actually. The two of them met in the semi-final, in the winner bracket semi-final, and Team Kure was able to win and send Team YEAAABOI packing. So this is a revenge match too. Team YEAAABOI is now looking at that best of 7 series and is saying, alright boys, this time we're going to take you down. They had to make the entire lower bracket run to get to this grand final. Now second place is obviously already guaranteed. There's prize money on line too, but you want to have that title. And Team Kure, they had a pretty easy time. They could just watch everybody struggle through the lower bracket, gain a little bit of intel, and design their plan for the grand finals right now. Battlefield of Eternity and Towers of Doom are the two maps that are banned. Again, this is a best of 7. There is still that 1-0 advantage for Team Kure. It's always a little bit debatable if you like there as a format or not. There are tournaments and games that do that, where in best of 7s they give the winner bracket finalist the 1-0, but personally I don't like it. A lot of players don't like it, but I've also heard arguments in favor. I just don't disagree with them. I don't agree with them. But yeah, as is, we now have Johanna banned. So when it comes to the ban pattern, Cattle still is getting targeted a little bit. And that means in this case that Jojo is getting banned out. Now, if you watch the previous games where the team around Fancy Pants played, then you've seen that Caterpillar on some of the frontliners at least was struggling slightly. But Jojo is his go-to. So a lot of teams have started to not only ban Johanna out, but also ban out Diablo, for example, and try to apply general pressure on him. Diablo gets now taken, so you can already see how this is actually playing out. So they take Diablo away from him, they ban Johanna away, and now I personally want to see a bit what's happening with Tracer, for example. Because Tracer is a hero that has been played by Dino a lot, and to an extent where a lot of teams have tried to ban Tracer out. But then at the same time, you have of course Kure on the other side, who is also fantastic on Tracer, and this will be very, very interesting. It's only game number 1. There's, by the way, no draft rules, so there's no crazy rules where heroes aren't allowed, can only be played once or what have you. So just standard draft rules that apply to the tournament here. And then on top of all of that, this is also played on the North American server. So you have a couple of European players, of course, on each side. And just a little bit of a side note, they will play with the ping disadvantage. It's nothing too insane, but it plays a bit of a role. Same way as when Madara and Kure or others are playing from the North American realm over on the European server. So same thing at the end of the day. And now we have our final bans kicking in, and it is a ban on Greymane. Alright. It's, by the way, always funny when some people say like, oh, the ping disadvantage is not really a big deal. Back when we had HGC North America, there were actually like 2 servers that you could play. And even within the US, there were always teams that were whining like crazy when they had to play a game on the other US server. And they said like, quote, it's impossible to win with this ping disadvantage. So you can imagine that I'm having a pretty fun, like it's actually kind of funny to me. A pretty good time when somebody is trying to explain to me that the ping difference between North America and Europe is not something to be concerned about at all. So yeah, you can obviously play with it, don't get me wrong, but given that kind of relationship, it's kind of entertaining. But yeah, it was very amusing back then. You had literally teams whining in HGC and to the admins that it's impossible for them to win a match on the other North America server because that ping disadvantage just makes it impossible to win a team fight. But yeah, just a little bit of an anecdote from years ago. We got Hanzo and we got Urel. Here comes our Tracer pick. And we get Varian. Alright, so Varian with some Drunkard follow-up and also from the Haka. Probably I'm more amazed about the ban on Greymane. I expected a Tracer ban. Greymane being banned out, didn't really have that on my bingo card here. But that leaves us with Kure as the final pick. So, let's go. Dragonshire, again, first map in the best of 7. And Kure, what is he going to get for the team now? He goes for Sergeant Hammer. And with that, we're all set for the first map of the grand final. Game number 1 in the grand final. Here we are. Team Kure on the left side with that 1-0 lead through the winner bracket advantage. We have Kure himself on Sergeant Hammer. We're getting Fuzz on Hanzo, Valama on Brightwing, Bloodcool on Urel, and Brandon is playing Diablo in game number 1 on Dragonshire. Over on the right side, Team YEAAABOI with Banana H on Rhaegar. We got Caterpillar on Varian. YEAAABOI himself on the Haka. Dino is playing Tracer, and we get Chaotic again on Junkrat. Trying to show everybody how chaotic he really is. So, let the games begin. Who's gonna take it here? They met in the semi-final. Back then, Team Kure won and sent the red team into the losers bracket. Now the chance for redemption and revenge. And already aggression up at the top as Banana H gets caught and killed. Blue team with an immediate kill right here. Job well done. And they successfully obliterate the opponent's support and now have, of course, a shot to also do a little bit of structural damage. Not really too much. I mean, it's not going to make a massive dent here, but it's definitely going to help a bit if they can already take a tower down a notch before anything else happens there. Especially before we hear for... Oh, nice! Yeah, Fancy Pants the Haka is pretty solid. That was a really cool play from him. So, job well done. That was actually huge. That was a huge play by him and allowed them, of course, immediately to not only draw even in kills, but also shut down the aggression at the top a little bit. So, yep, very well played. And now that the 1 minute mark has passed, the attention starts to shift a little bit more towards the mercenary camps that the teams are both trying to grab here. We got also on level 1, by the way, Feral Heart. So Rhaegar has started to change the build up from a potential totem build again. Yeah, Urel already jumping around here too. Haven't seen a whole lot of Urels today, honestly. I mean, YEAAABOI and his team, they did a great job in the previous series and were able to take it. So they had a long run through that losers bracket. Good interrupt by Diablo, by the way, but he pays for it with his life. So that double control is a problem. Brightwing takes over at the top finally. Diablo had to sacrifice himself for that. What a good guy. Seriously. Diablo, you know, real team spirit here. He has a bad rap because he bullies people and he stuffed nerds into lockers throughout high school. But he's an actual good guy. He changed his ways a little bit. And now he takes one for the team. He just sits there, literally takes a bullet. And just says, alright boys, I'm gonna sacrifice myself for the greater cause and I'm gonna make it work. Now, Taunt up at the top as they're trying to go for Kure. But shout out to Diablo. That's a man right there, you know. The man has a code. But as is, 2 kills to 1. And we have on level 4 now also the explosive arrows after we started things off with the target practice. In the middle they're aiming for another attempt at a Dragonite. But I gotta say, the interrupts they keep coming, but it's getting dangerous for the blue team. They could lose a Dragonite here. Urel at the bottom of the map up against the Haka, and here in the middle it's Hanzo that falls. That's 3 kills to 1. Team YEAAABOI, they get the Dragonite and they get 3 kills. Okay, they really want to get revenge apparently. Not only are they warmed up because of the losers bracket final that they played a second ago, but they're also highly motivated. And now they have level 7 talents, they have a Dragonite, and they have the kill advantage. A level ahead, by the way. 1 level ahead already, so they are looking pretty good here. Kure is trying to burn that Dragonite down as quickly as he can, so far so good. They of course need their level 7 to at least have the mobility for him, which hasn't really been the case yet. It's punted around a little bit, but they wanted to do more than that. There's the kill. Sergeant Hammer is gone. That is not a good start for Team Kure. Not even a little bit. They're getting bullied around pretty heavily, and it's not looking great right now. It definitely isn't. So we'll see how this game continues. But now Hanzo dies at the bottom of the map. Over in the middle, they're also trying to get a couple of kills in here. That's getting a little bit wild. Blue team was definitely favored as we headed into this. But now they're just getting absolutely crushed. Down at the bot lane, for example, the fort becomes the focus of attention. Kure gets bullied around again and dies again. 6 kills to 1. It just continues. It gets worse, if anything. I mean, hit after hit after hit is currently coming the blue team's way, and they have a tough time dealing with this. They have a siege mode now for Sergeant Hammer, but they're losing way too much ground. It's not only the top fort that has suffered ridiculous amounts of damage, but down at the bottom, the fort gets destroyed, and again, this is going to be the second one. So, yeah. That is interesting. I really thought, I mean, the problem that I have is it's not even close in game number 1. That's probably the biggest issue. It's not like the blue team is really putting up a fight here. This is not working out at all for them. They're 2 levels behind right now. We're 5 minutes in and it's a 2-level disadvantage. You can kiss that next Dragonite goodbye too. So level 10 abilities are in, and it has been, at least for now, an absolute slaughter. Well, can they do a bit more with this? Not so sure. I mean, recovering from that would be big. Normally, when level 10 abilities hit, you always have a chance to get back into the game and to recover. But right now, I am not 100% sure this is going to be all that easy for them. The chase at the top is going to continue now too. So they're trying to get another hit in as well here, but they couldn't get the kill. But it's obviously double control on the shrine, and that means that we get another Dragonite. So, we come in pretty easily for the Dragonite here. Pick it up. And that's going to eliminate the last fort. On top of that, they are also fighting now for the next camp here. So, they're trying to steal that away too. Should be easy. Again, with level 10 abilities, you should normally not fight into that, and Urel is learning that lesson the hard way, as it seems. Somehow still makes it out, which probably surprises me more than anything else that I've seen in the last couple of seconds here. But it is wild how well the red team is now coordinating all of this and how they're absolutely crushing the opponent. I mean, there's another fort just gone. So, quickly eliminated here. Level 12 versus level 10. They maintain that massive lead here as well. This is wild. This is absolutely wild. But alright. Blue team, they have a tough job at hand now. They have to somehow try and recover. I don't know if they're able to pull that off, but they lost every single fort. They're 2 levels behind. They have only a single kill. Not a whole lot that went their way this game. And this is just the opening of a best of 7 series, of course. And given the fact that the blue team also has a 1-0 lead, if they lose here, it's just going to tie the 2 teams up again. But what I want to see is a bit of fighting spirit. The blue team trying to claw their way back into this, because currently we're seeing very little to none of that. Now, as it happens, Diablo gets attacked here again. They're trying to push onto the Bridge of Death. That's usually a pretty dumb idea. So, yeah, currently not happening. Miguel is just trying to get some extra experience for the team too. I mean, essentially one of the problems that they have right now is that it's again a talent advantage for the red team. So it's now level 13 talents against level 10. That's something that you can definitely fight into. You probably don't want to if you have a choice. The question is, do they have one? Because I'm not so certain that they actually do. At some point they have to take a fight. It's the only way to get back into the game now. They're not running globals or anything. If they had a double global, then playing for the late game would be a bit of a better idea. Then again, it's Team Kure, and if we are aware of one thing when it comes to Team Kure, it's that they're always scaling. Team Kure is always scaling. That's the one big advantage that they have. But it also seems that they're now willing to give up another Dragonite, so they're going to let that objective slide. Here in the middle. Yeah, not even trying. So Tracer is going to grab it. Or it's just going to wait for the Harker to take over. One of the two. But, yeah. Quest completed for Fuzz now. That 2-level gap is not going to disappear anytime soon. So if they're really waiting for level 13 talents and are willing to fight against the Dragonite, then once that 13 hits, they really need to make a move. Because if not, then level 16 is going to connect for Team YEAAABOI. And we're going to likely have another Dragonite for the team. So at some point, they got to do something about it. I don't think that Dragonite is going to do too much. It's 9 minutes into the game. Highly unlikely that they're going to get a whole lot out of it. They will open a couple of the walls up, but I don't think, for example, that they can take a keep down. But here comes the attack. There's the taunt. Caterpillar doing his best, but Diablo is still going to be fine here. When the game started, it was Rhaegar that got killed more or less immediately. Yeah. I like the idea. Diablo stun combo into an arrow from Hanzo, and then the ult takes him out. But that did backfire. So the coordination there was a bit off. They need to get that together. It started with a kill against Rhaegar. He got caught, got bullied around, got taken out, and that was the moment where I was like, alright, I see what they're doing. The aggression from Team Kure right out of the get-go. But now what we're getting instead is a 3-level advantage nearly for Team YEAAABOI. And Team Kure definitely struggling a bit. Still pinned down here. And apparently waiting for that level 16 talent. I mean, good luck with that. The one good news when you're pinned down like they are currently is that minions come to you. So I guess that can be a bit helpful. But yeah. This is gonna get very, very interesting now. Because the gap is so big! 2 levels! And they're already, I mean, they're dominating the map right now. They're painting it red. They're grabbing everything that they can here. And with everything that they can, I mean, they're taking camp after camp after camp. The minions that they get, they're getting ahead in experience. They're just waiting for the next objective right now. Whole idea, of course, being, hey, let's get another Dragonite, take the first keep out. And the blue team is just playing passive, 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 because they're like, well, we can't do anything right now. They have not only a stats advantage thanks to the extra levels, they have a talent advantage too. It would be an impressive comeback if they somehow pull this off though. Yeah, gotta at least say that. It would be a very, very impressive comeback if somehow they're able to make that move. So, right now, bot lane, with all the camps that are being set up here, it's a massive issue, half a level until 16. And what I like about the red team is that they're currently really trying to exploit this advantage as best as they can. If they just sit tight and wait for the next objective and never even push, never use these things, then it could become problematic later on as the blue team draws even and everybody heads towards level 20. But they're trying to get a keep already, even without the Dragonite. Which also, when you think about it, would potentially at least empower them to try and get a kill or well, take the core out with the Dragonite later. So 16 versus 16, and now the blue team is moving out. They had a lot of patience, they were waiting for exactly that, so now is the moment to see what they can pull off. Are they able to A, deny the Dragonite, B, get something for themselves? It's not enough to delay the Dragonite, because thanks to the experience advantage, the red team is going to get level 20 eventually, so you need to make a move. You gotta do something. It's not enough to sit in the middle and say like, hey, if you want to fight, we're here. Because if you do that, then the red team is just going to be like, yeah, well, we're going to soak the side lane. We have a global. You don't. Right wing, no, doesn't count. And we're going to get to level 20, and then we're going to be ready to battle you in an actual team fight. But currently, yeah, I'm not so sure. Diablo, Brandon gets slowed and eats a lot of damage from towers alone. So down at the bottom of the map, a little 1v1 that Urel still plays out with Dehaka. But as time continues, I gotta say, I don't see it. Maybe now. They have no APOC, but they get the kill on Tracer. They get a kill. So that's the second kill that they got in this game. Is that enough momentum for them to do something? They at least need to take the Dragonite. Not only because they need to do some damage with it themselves, but they also need to take it away as an option from the opposing team. I just don't think they can with Dehaka on the side of their opponent. And now we have this pushing to the bottom of the map. You can kiss that keep goodbye. That's gone. Actually, nice. Okay, I stand corrected. Keep is still in play. Top side is suffering a similar problem though. Catapults are here. Remainders of an earlier taken camp are there as well. Diablo in the middle. They're still pushing. It's a 4 versus 5 right now. Maybe that helps them. Hunter doesn't have his arrow back, or he would probably try and go for a stun. They're bullying Cattle around a little bit. They're bullying him a lot. And they miss out on the kill. Oh, that would have been important. That would have been a pretty important kill. If they get this one, then, you know, they are at least in a position... Yeah, that arrow goes nowhere. Where they are staggering deaths on the other side. Now they're losing Diablo, he loses the stacks, and this is going to be a Dragonite. Team YEAAABOI. Big surprise here. Very well played. Great performance by them right now. And they're absolutely crushing the blue team. At least in game number 1, we see the red team go through their opponents like hot butter through cheese. They are just crushing them here. 20 on their side. Dragonite is in play. If that's not a move for game, then I don't know what is, honestly. So, yep, here's the opportunity. The big potential play to end this lead of their opponents. To start the revenge. The keep's already gone. Siege Giants are now pushing in as well. Things are looking very, very good currently for them. They're still kicking also the hammer around a little bit. So far, Kure had very little impact on this game, I gotta say. But they burn the Dragonite down. They're still defending. They're still holding on to it. They're trying to get to level 20 with this. So they burn the Dragonite down. They make their play there. Move after move is currently being made. And the Core losing its shield. Maybe a couple of hit points as well. But can they break through it? It's an entire level that still has to be soaked by the blue team in order to get anywhere here. But, oh, the siege is on. And Junkrat particularly nasty in that spot. More than a level that they still gotta soak. And Diablo is trying to eat up all of the grenades that are being thrown their way. Has to, of course. But boy, oh boy, that core, 84%, I just don't see it. With Junkrat around, this is going to be too problematic. They're going to poke from a distance. Arrow out here, the BFG. They're going for the barbecue. And they're getting a kill on the Haka. Nice Ancestral on Varian. Couldn't get that done previously, but now at least he is able to make it out. So, can they get a little bit more here? At this point, the play for Caterpillar once again. Trying to take him out here. Caterpillar getting attacked, getting bullied, getting pushed, and getting killed. Level 20! I'm telling you, if they win this one, can you imagine if they're able to pull that off somehow? That would be utterly insane. I don't really... I mean, it would be bonkers. They haven't taken a single fort out yet. So, not a single fort has been destroyed here. So that's a problem. Now we're having the plays being made through the bot lane as they're trying to get things done. But, yep. Color me intrigued. Very curious how this is now going to work out for them. It would be pretty funny if they're able to somehow win this game. But they're still massively behind. Yes, they reached level 20, which is nice. But they're still massively behind in structures. So, currently we're 58,000 damage for Sergeant Hammer, for example. 70,000 for Junkrat, who still hasn't died even once in this game. And yeah, now it's up. Dragonite is back up. And the Haka is also a problem. Now, Brightwing Urel, we're the only ones that haven't died yet. 20 versus 20 is at least giving them even fights. It would be pretty amazing if they somehow pull this off. So, for Team YEAAABOI, it's important that while they are ahead, that they're not getting cocky here. This is the worst thing that could honestly happen to them. If they get too confident, start to jump in here somewhere, and then get punished for it. So, yeah, they gotta be very, very careful on how they are playing this out right now. But, okay, so, time will tell. Currently, we already have the play being made for that bottom fort. So they're trying to grab that. Yeah, bottom fort so far still looking okay. The team fight on the other hand is going... Oh, ho, ho, ho! That Ancestral! Imagine Dainu dying here. If Dainu dies, that is a totally different story. They get the fort at least, but the Haka has been escorting a camp through the top lane. And it's going to cost them likely another keep. I mean, even with Durell now pushing in and trying to defend this, the keep is going to be lost. So, trading a fort for a keep, not really worth it. And now the red team is looking for that dragon again, looking for the shrine control. Whoa. I like a comeback story as much as the next guy, but this is still such an uphill battle for Team Kure. They've been scaling. Kure is always scaling, but I think even the scaling is slowly at an end. They can't afford to give the opponent another objective. Lanes are being pushed out. Catapults are now on the core, and at 20 minutes into the game, these catapults are no joke. So Brightwing is the one that is currently moving back in order to deal with that. But you have to face the music at some point. You gotta win a team fight. Because the Haka is going to metaphorically rip you a new one as this continues. They got the globals and they're gonna be using them time and time again. To push for structures, maybe snack an objective. And with continuous catapult pressure on the top lane, and then obviously also the problem of through the bottom of the map, that's I don't see it. It would be amazing. But I think for that to happen, the red team has to screw up. If the red team makes a mistake, good arrow. And again, BFG comes out, Rhaegar on point. Rhaegar on point as well, is immediately there with the support, with the heals. The arrow was good, follow-up was not too bad either. But they couldn't get the kill. Yrel is at least alleviating the control by claiming the shrine at the top. But the team is now slowly moving back. Because they need to take the catapults at least down. I mean, it doesn't matter all that much, but you need to obliterate the catapults or you're going to have a tough time here. So yeah, Tracer, they couldn't get the stun, but Rhaegar is also around. That's another problem that they have. Fast is saying hello, but they already have double control again. So in the middle they have now to try and defend. Blood Cool with Yrel, sitting tight. Wild one. Yep, absolutely wild game. So, I mean, as it stands, I still think that over time... Oh, no! Alright, that's a way to do it. Yeah, a Tracer kill to lead you off, that's a good start. If that happens a few more times, they can bring that back. Tracer dying here is big. Can they get the objective though? Even that is going to be difficult now. Because the red team is already rotating around, and keep in mind, they have a global. That makes a big difference right now. Dehaka, for example, has already moved towards the top. Bloodcool sees it, is retreating here real quickly, and he doesn't know how many more there are. So, what are they going to do now? Take a 4 down in the middle, send more heroes down, stagger deaths would be great. It's going to be poorly in a second. Junkrat is there, but can they take Caterpillar out? The arrow misses. Fast, honestly. Drinking at the job? Really? Yep. Still bullying a little bit, but they can't get the kill. Oh, that Hanzo arrow. That Hanzo arrow hurt. If that arrow connects, they get the kill. The damage alone, not even talking about the stun. Not even talking about the stun, but if Fast connects that arrow, it's a kill. So they miss out on that, and now it's a 5 versus 5 again. They get a camp at the bottom, but as I said before, opponent still has 2 forts. Oh, I can't believe they missed that arrow. That's honestly insane. If that arrow hits, Tracer comes back, but Varian is gone, and they might have a chance here. Now they're taking the top, but at the bottom, you guessed it already, Dehaka saying hello and takes it here. The catapult damage against Dehaka. The catapult alone with its hit, and Dehaka is now back up at the top, and now they're trying to take the Dragonite again. Won't be able to do it. They don't have enough time for it. Hanzo is already retaking at the bottom, but it's just a ring around Rosie game that they're now all playing. So, yeah. They killed heroes twice and they got little out of it. That's their problem right now. They need to somehow get something done with that. Here they go for Sergeant Hammer. Riptire. Brightwing is low. Kure gets the heal and still dies. So does Brightwing. That's game. That's the end of it. Nicely done. Team YEAAABOI, let's be honest, they deserve the win. At least here on Dragonshire, they deserve the win. So this essentially reduces the best of 7 series into a best of 5. That 1-0 lead through the winner bracket has now officially been negated, but there is no way salvaging this anymore. They're just getting farmed at this point. Bloodcool at the bottom pops his ult. Dragonite is already taken, and that DK 24-25 minutes into the game is hitting like a truck. That is game for sure. Well played and really a well-deserved victory. I mean, that was a pretty important one. Diablo is now down, he'll be back, but they're just easily coming in for the core right now. So the first map goes to the blue team, so to the red team, and they are starting a bit of a revenge match here. Very impressive performance too. Kure's team obviously the favorite, but Team YEAAABOI is the team that locks in the first win. GG, well played, pretty impressive first map from Team Fancy Pants.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Garden of Terror, second map in the series. So Team YEAAABOI with the win on the first map, negating this winner bracket advantage from Team Kure. They had a 1-0 lead because they were able to get to the grand finals through the winners bracket, and that has now officially been negated. The score is 1-1 as we're going into map number 2, Garden of Terror. And they did it extremely well. I mean, full hot butter through cheese performance here by Team YEAAABOI, melting the opponent away. At the end, it would have been nice to see Hanzo connect that arrow on Varian and see him fall. I think even that... You stagger at death, you have a little bit of control, maybe you get a Dragonite. I'm sure they could have done some damage. I doubt that they could have won the game outright there, and in the long run it would have still been a very tricky one to pull off. But it would have made things a lot more interesting. So yeah, Fuzz missing that, kind of unfortunate. Now you have Dehaka as a first pick again for Team YEAAABOI. By the way, note that they have the exact same ban pattern than previously. So Maiev gets banned and so does Jojo. We had map choice by Team Kure, so if they don't have first pick, they're at least eliminating a few of them. And here comes the same opening again. So Diablo and Brightwing. So they end up taking Diablo and Johanna away from Caterpillar again. They clearly believe that the just general strategy in their draft and also their bans is still absolutely working out for them. Now with God of Terror you have a big map, so I'm interested to see what the side laner is going to be. Talked in other series about how normally we get very high priority on Hogger because he can take camp so easily, but the red team has a clear affinity for Dehaka, and for good reason. I mean, Fancy Pants plays a mean Dehaka there, but I want to see what the side laner is for the blue team. Are they just going to go Blaze, for example, or are we going to get Hogger here, whereas Chaotic plays Junkrat again, and we get Rhaegar? I gotta admit, I've seen this draft before. I mean, up to now, it's the exact same draft. This is the one thing where it starts to deviate away, where they are saying, okay, this is looking oddly familiar. How about we at least ban Varian out and make sure that Caterpillar cannot play him? So they are targeting, again, some of the tanks, but slightly variation here to ensure that they are not dealing with taunts again. I would be surprised, by the way, to see Sergeant Hammer again. I don't think that's going to happen. So, here comes the Zeratul ban. Targeting Kure, obviously. They could now take Tracer. So, maybe now he's going to be like, alright, I'll see your Tracer. I'll raise you, I'll play her myself and show you how it's really done. Took you 25 minutes to get a win here. I can do it in 19, just you wait. Or are they willing to potentially give Tracer up to Dino again, depending on what they want to do, and go for something completely different? No, they're not. Here comes Tracer, and they indeed go for Blaze. So, Blaze and Tracer as the picks, which means that Dino has now to shift away from the damage that he played in the previous round. And Tracer's going to target, obviously, Junkrat, Rhaegar. Could theoretically also get a double global. They've done it before, a lot. Now then you have to be very careful with Falstad, especially when Tracer's around, but you can play the macro game then. And there's Falstad. They've done it before and they're doing it again, so they're trying to out-macro the opponent. Falstad Dehaka, the double global gets played once more, and previous opponents of Team YEAAABOI really struggled against this. So, can Kure's team take it on? You also have again Gust Gorge as a combo. Isolation plays are possible. Kure now as our final pick. What's he gonna be? I mean, they know what they're up against now, and we're getting Greymane. Great for the mercenary camps too. Garden of Terror, everybody. Game number 2. Let's go. Game number 2. The series is tied, and the best of 7 continues with Kure on Tracer for the blue team, Brandon on Diablo, Valamar with Brightwing in this second game, and we now have Bloodcool on Blaze and Fuzz on Greymane. Blue team definitely wants to bring this back and re-establish the lead that they had previously. On the right side of the map, Team YEAAABOI, after a successful fight on Dragonshire, and now with a double global, trying to play the macro game against the opponent. With YEAAABOI himself on the Haka, we got Caterpillar on Stitches, Chaotic on Junkrat, Banana H on Rhaegar, and Dino is playing Falstad. Big map, double global, and everybody's hiding. I was like, yeah, how about we're staying away from Stitches for now? At least for the initial hook. So far we haven't seen it yet. Caterpillar is still angling for a good moment, and yeah, that was a little bit all that build up and then nothing really happens. Unfortunate. Down at the bottom though, Diablo still with a bully. Ooh. Yeah, well, a hook into tower range, that was not too bad. And tower's actually doing half the work now for the red team. So, if they can build up more momentum, if Team YEAAABOI is able to win another game here and really get a win through macro, then I think Team Kure is in trouble. They've been absolutely dominant throughout the tournament. They've really done a great job in the round robin. They established themselves as one of the top teams here, and then also again made that pretty impressive winner bracket run. But I'm not quite sure if they just weren't warmed up enough or whatever else the problem was. Game number 1 in this series did not go well for them whatsoever. So this is really the moment where there's a big opportunity for the team in red to establish not only a lead, but also just mentally start to drain the opponent a bit. First team to 4 wins the series, wins the tournament. Siege Giants are taken, and of course they're also claiming their own Bruiser camp here. And with Greymane is pretty strong on all of this as well. We talked a lot about how many, this is the map where the most mercenary camps are established, where you get a lot of lane pressure if you're able to take them quickly, and Greymane is really, really helpful on that end. On the other side, you have, of course, Rhaegar with a lightning shield. You have the Haka, just generally speaking. It's one of the reasons why Hogger is usually picked here a lot, or at least one of the big picks that can happen here. Brandon, alright, careful. There it is! First blood, and Diablo goes down. Team YEAAABOI, okay. This is starting to get a bit worrisome if you are a Kure fan. Game number 1, you can still shrug off, and you can be like, alright, they weren't warmed up, they weren't ready, they got caught off guard a little bit. The opponent just has played already a couple of matches. They're in the zone right now. But this is the second kill against Kure's team after the first map was lost. You have Siege Giants that already demolished the bottom wall. You lost the seed that spawned on your side. And you are up against a double global that has proven to be pretty difficult for other teams to beat. So the Kure fans in the audience, they need to be worried about what's going on here. They need to gain some momentum back. This is also just like a momentum thing. If you start to snowball that hard and make that turn into an avalanche, there's a lot that can still happen here. So they should be a bit worried. We're still in the early game. It's not that big of a deal just yet, but it's just the trend that I would personally be a bit concerned though. So level 7 talents are slowly kicking in. There's still damage being done at the bot lane, and of course the nice thing, if you're now finding yourself in that spot, is also that they're just in a situation where once they get Greymane into that position, they can very easily then come in and just, you know, take him on there. Get him on structures, take the structures out mega quickly. So yeah, one of the biggest advantages that they have in a situation like this. But the double global, still something to be worried about for sure, as the map will open up later. So once a few of the forts are gone, it's going to play a bigger role. Jet propulsion not able to get a hit in for them here. So they weren't able to do anything about that. It's kind of unlucky. Tracer is a bit low, so they're keeping Kure at bay. They swapped the heroes obviously around, in case you didn't catch that earlier. So Kure is the one that is playing Tracer for the time being. Yep. That would obviously be a nice seed to grab also for the red team. If they take this one as well, that would immediately mean that they're looking at a fantastic spot around them grabbing 2 out of the first 2 and forcing just fights around the next ones. And if they maintain a lead in experience, they might even have a level 10 advantage. So there's definitely a few more things that they can try and pull off with all of this. This is getting really wild. Like, coming into this, I really thought, okay, it was a 3-0 the last time these two teams met. Team YEAAABOI didn't even win a single map. And I just had this absolutely pegged as a mad advantage from Team Kure as we're playing through this. But now we're seeing essentially exactly the opposite. We're seeing Team Kure definitely struggling here. And Team YEAAABOI now also with an earlier level 10 looking just better and better and better as this all continues. Now obviously we are just barely hitting level 10 abilities, so there's always time for a comeback, room for a comeback. It's a half level lead, so I don't want to overstress this too much here. The Haka, for example, are not able to grab that camp at the bottom, but the trend is a little bit worrisome. So Team Kure, let's see if they are grabbing it now. They have level 10 versus level 10, so this is basically where they're again in a bit of a comfort zone. But they have lost 2 of the seeds. So they need to respond to the next one. And the next seed is actually going to be at the bottom right. So it's a much better position for the red team. There's basically 2 ways how you can deal with it. Either you commit or you just let it go and you say it's so early in the game we can defeat the Garden Terrors much more easily than anything else. So how about we just do that? But yeah, a little bit of a push now at the bottom of the map. But the Tong, the follow-up, Greymane, nice instincts by Fuzz. Instantly trying to move the other way and to escape here. That's the best thing that he can probably do in that situation. He's not out of the woods yet though. Was a very cool move from the red team initially to get him to that point in the first place. But they're going to be able to save him. So Fuzz, kudos. That was pretty important. The problem is that Brightwing got gobbled up and killed. So they get a kill after all. It's not the kill against Greymane, but they're getting Brightwing. So yeah, and that gives them Garden Terrors. So now we have Garden Terrors in play. That's the first set. 7 minutes in, still very early. It's going to be the big question. How much damage can these now actually do? And yeah, I guess it is time to find out. How much damage can they indeed do with this? Because right now, the defense is already quite strong. Specifically, of course, when you're running Greymane here, you can do a lot of work to take them down quickly. But the middle has taken some damage. Bottom of the map is honestly looking a lot worse. Now that the Haka is coming through, seems like this fort is going to get destroyed. And up at the top, we now have at least the wall being opened up. I mean, Bloodcoat is already burning this down, but as I said before, it's a very early set of objectives. So they get 1 fort out of it and a couple of walls that they were able to destroy. That's about as good as it honestly gets. I don't think that there was really in the cards for them to do a whole lot more damage than this, but this is already pretty solid. Taking a fort this early on, again, it's pretty decent. So yeah, not too bad. Now we got 3 kills to 0 still, and that level 13 advantage that they now have. Oh! And they got another Gorge, but do they have the damage here? Junkrat is not coming in, there's still a bunker out, so with Diablo joining the fight, they are going to survive through this. The question is then again if Stitches is going to survive this. Gust is used, and good move by Dino. That was a pretty important Gust. Now that the Haka is coming in, though, they're actually thinking about taking that fight. Isolation misses completely, but they still get the kill because the Ancestral comes in. A bit, yeah, just time. Oh, what about Brightwing? And it's another grenade and a hammer to the face. 2 heroes down, 3 heroes down. Easy kills right now. And, well, don't know what to tell you, boys. Kure's team is in dire straits. They are very much struggling here. And again, they won the last series between these two teams with a 3-0. They didn't even drop a single map. Now they're getting farmed. 0 kills for them. Nearly a 1.5 level advantage. Another 4 taken out. Topside double global is taking the next. And whew, I mean, I know about like turning the other cheek, but I think they're overdoing it slightly here. The boys are getting slapped. Kure needs to reign with an iron fist now and whip his team into shape if he wants to have a chance here. Gorge again, as they're going for Brightwing. Chaotic gets out, Gust is used, alright. That fight could have been bad. And he hits another one. There's no Gorge anymore, there's no follow-up, but Caterpillar is now starting to hit some hooks. The last time that he played Stitches in the previous series, he didn't really land all that many. He was struggling a bit to get those hooks connected, but now it seems like every single one of them is a guaranteed hit. Just exaggerating a little bit. He's definitely making them work for it. So Falstad has, thanks to that, also all the time in the world to get themselves another Siege Giant camp. We have 16 coming up very soon. And that seeds, yeah, the hook. They get Tracer! I think that's not really what they were aiming for. What Tracer is what he was hitting. If he was, honestly, like, maybe he needs glasses. Cal just needs a pair of glasses. Get the man some new ones. But alright, as it stands right now, they go from camp to camp. They have level 16 talents. They destroyed all the forts. Every single one is gone. He gives me flashbacks to game number 1. And now, well, can they run that level 16 lead? Can they maybe escort some of those camps in? Damage outputs, we got 22,000 for Falstad. He's actually top damage in the game. Head of Greymane, ahead of Tracer. Falstad and Junkrat with 22,000 each, 23,000 each are currently the ones running the entire game here. So, yep, that's the next camp taken. And now the push through the bottom, because that's where we have 2 camps already. So opening that up would be pretty sweet, but yeah, falling back... It's always a little bit weird when you're in that spot, because you only have a level 16 talent advantage. There's nothing really else that you can do at this point, so you escort the camps in. You don't want to just stand at that wall and Diablo then bullies you around, stuns you into tower range or whatnot. But they are essentially, with the advantage, not getting too much. They get map control. They can push the lanes back. They can get the camps. They're getting the seed that they've now locked in very quickly. But now it's 16 versus 16 again. So here comes the chance for Team Kure to show them what they're made of and finally get a kill. Because, yes, up to now, they haven't gotten a single kill. Not even one. And they are trying to make up for that now. Junkrat gets pushed back out. They got Gorge though. Riptire. Brandon! Even with the help from Brightwing, he doesn't survive. They lose the stacks on him. The Ancestral saves Stitches. And now they want to go for Kure. And they nearly get him. Oh my god. Kure's just on the run, employing the French defense as he's trying to get away from sure death. Blaze also jet propulsioning out here. Brightwing, they're not out of the woods yet. That fight still continues. But they go for Dino and finally they get a kill. But Brightwing gets also eliminated. So they're just exchanging kills again. Now it's a 4 versus 3. Brandon still up. Tries to go for the APOC play and gets at least some damage. But now Blaze is in trouble. Diablo is in trouble. They got a single kill, but it's 10 kills to 1. They can be happy that Diablo didn't die too. And it's just nuts, honestly. Team YEAAABOI is a completely different team right now. And completely different team. They are crushing it here. I talked in a previous series how I really love the way that they are executing around 2 global heroes, and they've been doing this in this series again. But the team fight control, the decision making, everything is just so on point, and they are able to really just push the favorite of the series to the wall now with their performance. Team Kure was the favorite heading into this. They crushed the winner bracket. Did exceptionally well. And again, it was a 3-0 in the best of 5 that they played last in the winner bracket semifinal. Now, Team YEAAABOI is getting closer and closer to winning 2 games in a row. Half a level until 20. And a lot of control over the map already. So, let's see if somehow the blue team is starting a comeback here. But the air is getting very thin here. Level 20 any moment now. And they're this is the reason why they're playing so passive right now. Like, why would we give you a fight? Why would we give you anything? You're not going to get anything from us. No fight, no nothing. They get Tracer for a second. Yeah, get the mini stun through. A couple of shots fired as well. The Haka says hello. They're trying to go for Brightwing. There's the hit into the corner. Cure. He got cured of all of his hit points. 11 kills to 1. Level 20 is there. And look at the level 20 talent that we got from Falstad. Epic mount. No wind tunnel. They're just saying, big map, we're going to play around you. We got the Haka, we got Falstad, we're going to play around you all day, every day. We're going to hop from left to right and right to left, and you won't know what hit you. We're going to escort these lanes out, and we're just globaling you to death here. So now they're at level 20, they should be able to get the next set of Garden Terrors, and of course with those, they gotta take some keeps. When you're ahead, you have to get farther ahead. You have to really capitalize on it. No other choice right now. So, Garden Terrors it is. Tracer is still down for another couple of seconds. And now they gotta start opening walls up, take keeps down, and get more and more catapult pressure onto the map. Ideally even get a couple of kills in. So, they're already on it. So, at this point, it's party time. There's the moment. So, they're already starting to make the play for it in the middle currently. Trying to do the best they can in order to set this one up for success with a kill on Tracer. She came, she saw, she died. Tracer gets wrecked again, so does Greymane, and this is likely gonna be the end of game number 2. Guys, honestly, it's crazy. It's not that they are winning the games, it's how they're winning them. 13 kills to 1 is what we're seeing here. And they're not stopping. They're getting more kills in. They have the core wide open. There's still a Garden Terror at the bottom of the map as well. And now they're just absolutely crushing it. Another hook, another hit, and they're taking plays down as well. That's 15 kills to 1. They want to go for Brightwing and nearly take her on as well. What a performance by Team YEAAABOI. Pretty incredible. And Team Kure needs to come up with another game plan because this is just not working whatsoever for them. Big W on Garden of Terror for the red team as they take the lead in the best of 7 grand final. GG. Two-1 lead now for Team YEAAABOI. 2 wins in a row and Kure's team is not looking good. It's not the fact that they're losing the games, it's the way that they're losing them. They're getting absolutely outplayed right now. So they gotta switch things up. I'm not sure if it's just the ban patterns, if it's just the comps that they're playing right now, if it's just coordination within the team, but things are not working well. Now, this Tomb of the Spider Queen is a very different map. I would have normally suggested at least make sure that the Haka, for example, is not taken, but that's not a thing. So what they're doing instead is ban Chaotix Junkrat. And for very good reason. They had problems with Junkrat. This is a fantastic map for Junkrat in the first place. So banning that out makes a lot of sense. And they're already breaking the pattern a little bit. Since we have first pick and first ban for Team Kure, they might not even address Johanna right now. Because she is one of the best tanks that you can get on this map. So Johanna as a first pick for the blue team wouldn't really shock me either. So let's see what they can now do to change things up a little bit over here. On bigger maps later, I think we still have a couple still around. I could see more double global plays from Team YEAAABOI. Every single time they do that, they look awesome. They look great. They get kills on side lanes. So yeah, there's a lot that they can do. Diablo gets banned. I mean, it's already highlighting. They want to pick Johanna as their first pick. Might even be banned out by Team YEAAABOI right now. If not, then it's a JoJo pick. With them banning Diablo, there's just no other reason to do that. So either Johanna gets banned now, or she gets picked first. Don't think that we are having any other option at this point. And either way, it's going to limit the options of Cattle a bit. They ban out Johanna, they get rid of her, they don't want her to be taken by Team Kure. And they go instantly for Maiev pick. I mean, no hesitation, Maiev gets instantly locked in. And now, of course, you have to also think a bit about, okay, what's going to happen here. With Maiev, you could go Stukov Varian at some point and really turn this into a sniper composition, for example. So, red team might also be forced to take a tank early. Caterpillar. They could actually, I mean, again, if you wanted, they could take Varian. They played him before. Here comes the Haka, even on Tomb of the Spider Queen. He has it done a few times before, but we have it again. And Banana H is going for Uther. So there's a chance now that we have an Uther main tank with a second healer coming in and them trying to play a double healer comp. And maybe locking Vala in or something. So there is a chance. I could also ban Uther just simply as their only solo support, but normally would see that pick happen later on during the draft. Here comes Malfurion, and they take Vala for themselves. Okay! Alright, so Vala taken for themselves. Could have been banned out too. And now we're going into the final few bans. This is already going to be very, very different from what we've seen before. So this is really a game. If Kure's team doesn't win it here, I don't know what else they can do. It's a very different map, very different playstyle. The opponent is also going clearly into a completely different direction. The same is true for them. When we look at the compositions that were played in game number 1 and game number 2, I made even fun of it during the second draft and said like, hey, this looks oddly familiar, because they essentially started with the exact same heroes being picked. And that obviously didn't work for the blue team at all. Now they're changing the pattern. They're trying something different. It's a smaller map, very different objective here too. So if this doesn't work for them either, and it's a similar result, then it's gonna be dicey. So Stitches gets banned as well. So they're clearly getting rid of a lot of the heroes that they struggled with before. Junkrat, again, great for the map, but also in the hands of Chaotic. Fantastic asset for the red team. Stitches, Caterpillar was doing well with him, at least in this series. But now, moment of truth a bit. With Uther taken, what's the move now? Falstad again, double global, even on this map. And Tyrael, my boy is back! Tyrael is back, ladies and gentlemen. We have Tyrael again. I've been saying this entire tournament how I find it just sad that Tyrael is not taken more. Is that the play though? I mean, we'll see. But yeah, here comes the Nubarak. So Maiev and Nubarak to come in, tether everybody to death. And then here comes Leoric. Triple front line, Vala, solo. And what is Chaotic gonna play now? You still have the double global here. They can still jump along those lanes. It's obviously not as big of a map. You can still play it, but it's not as big of a map as you would have. And by the way, if it comes to a boss battle at some point, you now have Gust and you have likely Sanctification. I don't think that in this spot he's going for Judgment. But Chaotic, we need something to also tie this back together. And for Chaotic, we're getting Sergeant Hammer now. Alright, alright, alright. The Hammer play in game number 1 completely backfired on Kure and his team. Now we're seeing Team YEAAABOI trying the same thing. Ladies, let's go. Tomb of the Spider Queen, map number 3. Game number 3. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Team Kure in dire need of a victory. With Kure on Vala on the left side. We have Valamar on Malfurion. Bloodcool on Leoric. Brandon is playing Anubarak. And we have Fuzz on Maiev. So, Team YEAAABOI, again with a double global. I can guarantee you one thing. If they're winning now on Tomb of the Spider Queen 2, either the Haka or Falstad is going to get banned in the next series. The multi-shot build, more and more popular, by the way. Obviously, again, it is also catering towards the map. I talked about Infernal Shrines. We talked about Tomb of the Spider Queen. Here it is again. YEAAABOI on the Haka, Banana H for the red team on Uther. We got Dino on Falstad, Chaotic on Sergeant Hammer, and Caterpillar is playing a Tyrael. Yeah, multi-shot is pretty strong on maps where wave clear matters a lot, and you can also get very decent damage against heroes out as well. The good old days, guys, when we had Vala first released, well, actually, Vala was in the game when we had Alpha and Beta of Heroes of the Storm. But back then, you had cooldown reduction, you had like range increase on multi-shot. It was not overpowered whatsoever, but Blizzard took it away from us for some reason. Anyways, I think there were a couple of Vala haters in the company that just didn't like that I dominated a ladder with her. So they took all of these totally not OP talents away from her and changed the entire hero. But now the multi-shot build is back. At least a little bit. So right now, let's see who is going to be able to take it. Because I am massively impressed with what Team YEAAABOI has been doing so far. And I just really want to see, is it going to work here as well? Because if they are now taking 3 in a row, can you imagine being all of a sudden being put into the position? Like, can you imagine entering the grand final with a 1-0 advantage because you're making it through the winner's bracket? And then all of a sudden your opponent just absolutely crushes you every step of the way, and you end up having to fend off multiple match points in order to try and bring the game back. If we're getting to that spot, that would be ridiculous. But this is the map where I think the blue team is going to throw everything that they have against them and try to turn it around. And, well, it's not off to a good start. Kure stays too long, gets followed up on, and gets immediately killed here. And that is first blood of the game. So Vala is down, and that's also one of the moments when you're just looking at this and you're thinking, thank God that we didn't go into stacks. That we didn't actually decide to just come in and, yeah, try and take on the opponent with an auto attack style and a gambit talent. So, yeah, that's the good news for them, I suppose. But yeah, so as it stands now, we have 1 kill to 0, just a little bit of control that they were able to get through that. YEAAABOI and his team are trying at the bottom of the map to get the siege giants. In the middle, there's still a couple of shenanigans going around. Fast is now coming in. Uther is actually in a bit of trouble here. Gets body blocked too, but with Falstad coming in, they might be able to make a play. They get a drag. Honestly, Dehaka is gonna get banned. You can tell me whatever you want. Dehaka is gonna get banned. He played it, he plays it so well, and this is just now continuing. Like, look at this play. They're trying to take Uther down, there's body blocks everywhere, and then all of a sudden you have Dehaka come in, comes in with a tong, and just delivers. He is an absolute master. He has perfected that type of play. Just ask his girlfriend, she can tell you all about it. It's absolutely bonkers. Delivering one opportunity after another, and now they have 2 kills to 0. They shut the opponent down. They also took gems away. They lost gems too. That's a huge difference. I said a 20 gem difference between the two. They basically have half. It's like, yeah, they're crushing it here. So, good job by them. But it's only the early game. The problem is I said this in like 2 different games already, or 3. And they're still pulling it off. So, yeah, now they go for the Haga. Okay, apparently, like, all the rage that they are starting to unleash here is starting to hit. But Dino is also making the play again and is pushing Bloodcool back a little bit. At the top, Sergeant Hammer, who, of course, throughout all of this has now achieved level 7 talents and has a bit more mobility. Did, by the way, not go into the typical siege tactics on level 4, but went full Nick with regenerative biosteel. Well, is at 12 stacks right now, and they're also insanely close to get their first turn in. So 4 gems away from grabbing that. Things are currently looking pretty okay for Team YEAAABOI. Yeah, there's a turn in. Now it's just a question of what they can do with it. Oh, if they could have gotten a kill here, that would of course been massive. That would have been the cherry on top of everything else that happened here so far. But not quite. So, they're trying to push them back a bit. Dehaka at the bottom is already eliminating the wall. That's actually pretty cool for the push that they have coming. That is very, very nice. So that might lead to a lot of damage done by those web weavers. And again, in the middle, they're currently attacking with 3. And making their play there. Okay. Breaking through the wall should be the minimum. Maybe a little bit more here. Sergeant Hammer is still firing away up at the top. They are applying some added pressure on Maiev. And Dehaka is joining them. So he's coming in from the side here. Trying to force Fuzz back, who also ate a lot of damage. And Nuburak, by the way, got caught. Is trying to get away and is immediately followed up on and dies a painful death. Dehaka still staying tight over here. Didn't want to get rooted. So now they are applying additional pressure with Leoric attempting at the bottom of the map to at least push the lane out and maybe do some counter damage at that wall. But it's 3 kills to 0 now. They didn't get a fort with that first objective though. And there are enough gems in the opponent's hand to now make their own play for web weavers. So, small advantages, taking a couple of walls out, starting to damage some of the forts here, getting additional kills. Gems haven't really been taken away because Malfurion, I believe it was, who picked them up. So Valamar has currently 17. But we have level 10 abilities. Just a small lead though. As Sanctification as already expected. If Caterpillar would make that work with Tyrael, I would absolutely love it. I miss Tyrael. I think Tyrael is actually really, really fun to watch. And it would be cool to see him a bit more often. Throw the occasional side lane Tyrael with Judgment in. Strafe for Vala. Level 10 abilities now on both sides. Yep. And of course now the chance to either get a turn in for the blue team or deny to them. 34 about to be turned in. And yep, that looks pretty okay for them. There's the blue web weavers. And now it's a matter of how well can you defend against it. So yeah, that's going to be the next question here. I mean, they're already trying to see if they can maybe get a kill before the web weavers are even touching ground. The tether of Maiev at the top could also get quite important if she's able to coordinate that with the Nubarak and with the Leoric. That's still a very tricky front line to deal with. So far, they've been mostly isolated, but if they unite for a proper 5 versus 5 battle, then it might be a different story. There's the tether already, and they got good damage out against Chaotic. So Sergeant Hammer, for a moment, suffering a bit here. Again, not going for siege tactics. So you have to be careful when Maiev and Nubarak and everybody else are moving in. But they're tethering again, straight into the root, or at least the attempt of it. Web Weaver is about to be taken out. Cocoon against Force that was used too, and the stun applies to both. That fort is still taking damage, and of course Kure is also stacking with Vala. He's at 30 stacks now and is level 1. So he is getting quite a bit out of this too. Falset has dealt with the top lane, the Haka has dealt with the bottom of the map, but they've taken damage on all of the lanes. Bit of a concern. Just a little bit of a concern, but still a concern. The blue team did more damage with their web weavers. Disc is out. It's 26 gems, by the way, in Falstad. So there's the tether. A Nubarak. Yeah, okay. Couldn't hit the stun there. Ah, the entomb over the wall. That would have been a beautiful trap. That would have been nice. If they get that, if they catch it, yeah, that isolates the target fully, and then you can possibly get the kill. And they need one. I mean, they haven't gotten a single kill so far. No kill just yet for the blue team. Another 13 any second. The Haka, red team turned in again, so the second set of web weavers is now coming down. We have 25,000 damage for Sergeant Hammer and 20,000 for Vala. Those are the two top damage dealers in the game now. Yeah, those are the two big ones here at this point. And now another quick tether already coming through. 13 talents are in, so nice little advantage for at least the first few seconds of the push. But this is also where they need to start to do a bit of damage, right? Because just breaking through the wall here doesn't really cut it. The opponent is a bit more successful with the damage that they're dishing out, so you need to start doing some work too. But Sergeant Hammer is spending more time running away from coordinated efforts against her than anything else. Top gets pushed out, but the Haka is now with 19 gems that he holds in a bit of trouble. Dodges nicely at the engage. Rest of the team is coming in. Falstad currently down at the bottom of the map. So they're trying to at least take one fort out. They're getting damage in, but I'm not sure if they can take an entire thing. Vala at the bot lane against Falstad in just a second has already shown herself. So this is taking good damage too. Vala started to rotate towards the top. Blood cool. Yeah, careful my friend. If you get soloed here, then you are losing 21 gems. Not really something that your team can afford at this point. Minion Wave is pushing in, and Bloodcool is fully aware that he needs to be careful with this. But that means also that they're losing the structure. He can't do anything about it, because if he moves in, then Dino is going to try and get the kill. So he has just to sit there, watch it, and that's one fort eliminated. And the top fort, 50% HP gone. Now, they still have 50 gems, by the way. They just turned in. They still have 50 gems. Blue team is at 70, but they are also one turn in behind. So there is a big gap between them. There's a very big gap between the teams right now. But the attacks over here still coming in the middle. Turn in for the blue team. They're trying, but they are forced into the fight. Here's the disc against Falstad. Maybe now a chance. Root on the ground. He gets away. The Haka already burrowing through. They're trying to go for him. 25 gems in his hands. Yeah, there's a lot of gems in play now. There's more than 100 gems in play currently. So if heroes are dying in that encounter, this could end badly for the team that loses the fight. The Haga's trying to turn in. Leo wanted to interrupt, but can't get it. Caterpillar is actually doing an excellent job with Tyrael here. I really like it. I would have loved for him to play Tyrael before that, honestly. He's currently doing great. He's shielding everybody. He's making his moves. He's protecting people. He's engaging. Throws that shield out. I mean, Tyrael is really a force to be reckoned with at this point. 40 gems have been turned in. They can get the second turn in a row. Blood Cool at the top. Eats the damage again. Falstad is eventually going to try and make a move here. Dino gets drained. If that drain misses, Dino goes in for the kill. Now he's just trying to turn in as level 16 is approaching. And this timing is... Oh, the blue team gets it. Nice. The blue team got it at the bottom. I was about to say, the timing was actually perfect. If they can push with a level 16 talent, that would have been quite nice. Now, yes, the Web Weavers come down. They have maybe the initial shot to try and defend against them. But blue team should get them in just a moment. So so far they're just going ping pong when it comes to turn-ins. Every team gets a turn-in, every team makes a move here. It becomes a question of who's more successful with structural damage. And Tyrael gets away, Manticore is now ready. Epicenter is ready too. Those are big talents. Huge talents for the blue team. And just look at that, they're gonna get multiple forts now. Yeah, they're going to get the fort in the middle. The fort at the bottom of the map is also going down. So the blue team is looking way better now. Oh, the Sanctification. Interrupted. Yeah, Sanct gets interrupted and they lose Falstad. Here's Team Kure. They woke up. Now we're talking. Their first kill. And they might get another one against the Haka. He gets tethered in. Bye-bye, my friend. Okay, now we're slowly talking. So... Team Kure is starting to do some work here. They just destroyed 2 forts on the opponent's side, and they also got 2 kills. So this is way more like it. Maybe this is all that they needed to wake up here. They also continue to make the play at the top for boss. So just from one stop to the next. It's taken them a long time to gain a bit of momentum here, but it's finally happening. So they're starting to do work. They're starting to get a bit more nasty with the performance that they're showing here. And this is likely going to take a third fort away from the red team. And then they have no fountains anymore towards the middle of the map. So Team Kure with another turn-in too. They get the turn-in. And whoo, Team YEAAABOI. Now they need to play from behind. Now they have that double global, which we still have to highlight at least a bit, because again, Falstad is already pushing at the bottom of the map and is trying to escort some siege giants and catapults in. So shouldn't be totally neglected. Nobody's dealing with it, by the way. So that Web Weaver, once destroyed and out of the way, might not be enough to stop this. The Haka is trying to take these catapults out, but the big threat is at the top where Web Weaver plus boss is coming. I think they're losing that keep. I just don't think that they can do anything to save this. They need to save the core though. And with the keep getting attacked... Oh, nice disconnect here. Oncotic. Yeah. Can they get a kill? Falstad is still pushing at the bottom of the map, by the way. They're trying to see if they can get a keep for a keep, or at least damage it. They know that they're going to lose this. They need to at least save the game though. So Dino is staying as long as he can right now and is helping them to attack the keep. But they need to protect the core. And I'm not sure that it's going to be easy for them. Yeah, Gust is important right now. Oh, can they get a kill? No, they can't. They get the Gust though. Gust is out. Core is definitely going to take some damage. The question is just simply how much. 90% at this point. They start to push them back here. And yeah, they lose 10% on the core. Keep in the middle has taken damage. Keep at the bottom is so far still looking good. Down here, yeah, damage on the keep to 50% gone. It's not too bad. This is actually pretty good damage. So Falstad getting a lot of value for the team given the situation that they were in. But it doesn't change the fact that they just lost hit points on the core and that things are just generally a bit dicey. They have a turn-in though. And they're going to get it. And Uberog is delayed. So with the red Web Weavers, now it's time to at least take forts out. Teams are both on level 19. But is this the moment where Team Kure turns the game around? Or the series? Could definitely be it. Right now, they have some chances here. They do. So, as is, we have 3 kills to 2. Not really a kill-heavy game. 16 minutes in. There's one camp that has been claimed. The Bruisers are going to help with the defense. Falset is at the bottom of the map. Their Haka is at the top, so they're still playing heavily around the globals. And they're pressuring those out. And the middle is already defended. Here's level 20 on both sides. Yeah. They need... Guys, you need to do damage at this point. It's just not enough to simply sit there. You need to take some of these forts out. And it's currently just not happening. The damage at the top is nice, but it's just simply not enough. So they take some of the map control back, I guess. But that set of web weavers gets defeated very quickly. The Haka top side is escorting more minions in. And I guess this is going to finally take another fort out. But one fort that late in the game with the turn, and I'm not quite sure if this is really cutting it for them. So the disc, they're possibly trying to force a fight here. But nah, fall away from that. They have another turn in, by the way. They have so many gems, it's ridiculous. So they got another turn in here. There's a drag, and a Nubarak gets wrecked. And Nubarak is gone. Uther got caught by Buried Alive. But a quick gust from Dino saves the day. Everybody exchanged cooldowns here. There's still a catapult at the bottom of the map doing damage to the keep. And now they can go for another turn in. So that bottom keep is going to fall now. I do not think that it can be saved. Especially since they're likely going to push with this too. And it's Epic Mount again from Dino. They want to escort the top side through too. So I love Epic Mount, by the way. I really like Wind Tunnel, but Epic Mount is just so... Sorry, epic. It's always fun when you have a Falstad player that knows what he's doing and he's just zipping around all over the place, trying to create one hotspot after another and making these big macro plays. So seeing him going for Epic Mount again on this map is just awesome. They're taking the fort out in the middle of the map, more or less. Sergeant Hammer is, by the way, nearly at 100,000 damage now. 208,000 siege damage. And this might just be the big moment for Team Fancy Pants. So, here we go. This is the opportunity to take some keeps. The bottom keep has to fall. Then they're drawing even with their opponents. But they also are a turn in ahead now. And Nubarak is, of course, back. So, here's the opportunity to get even farther in. Keep is going to fall. Leo can't do anything about it. Can they get another one, though? Dino's already moving in. Now they're, of course, forced more into a 5 versus 5 team fight. They've been playing a lot with their globals. 5 versus 5 team fights, bit of a different story. Falstad gets caught for a second. Already a strafe down here. Are they going for the birdie? Yes, they are. Dino gets the heal. And there's the Divine Shield. Sanctification gets used as Buried Alive comes out. And they have to try and retreat here. Falstad still has a gust. If he needs to, he can gust them away. But he's still saving it. And by the way, bottom keep didn't fall. That's bad. Falstad can maybe at some point fly down. Oh, that's, by the way, a ballsy boss. Yeah, like, Sanctification is out, but Gust is still ready. So, they want to go for the boss. They want to force a fight. They know that the opponent can play around them with globals. So what they're doing instead is they're trying to force team fights. Yeah, there's Gust saving the Haka. Tong gets dodged. Nice. Blood Cool. He doesn't have his ult. He has it now. Caterpillar doesn't get hit. 30 seconds, 36 until they have it back. They want team fights. They know that team fights help them, and this boss would go straight for core. Falstad is now at the bottom of the map and is going to ensure that he's taking the fort. Sorry, the keep. He might be able to force him towards the core, but 20 seconds... Oh, that boss, I think they have to let it go. Can they defend this? Oh, not if they lose heroes. Definitely not if they... No, not like this. Oh, Falstad is going for the core, but now they lost Tyrael. The boss is marching over. They're trying to stop the Hearth back, but it's not going to be enough. No. Yeah, Falstad alone is just not going to cut it here. That is game. It was a nice effort from the red team, but I think they might have had a chance to defend if they just moved back in time. This, on the other hand, isn't really working. So the boss is going to end the game, and now 21 minutes in, and Team Kure is putting another point onto the scoreboard, tying the series up once again. So, yeah, nicely done. They identified that if they just play a normal game and let the opponent macro, they're gonna lose it in the long run. So they just said, guys, let's fight team fights. They don't have a team that is good enough for that. They don't have a team comp, and they forced it around the boss, and that is game. Team Kure and Team YEAAABOI are tied once again as we go into game number 4 of the best of 7. So the series is tied 2-2 as we are heading into game number 4. Kure's team again had to only win one map to tie this up because they got the initial lead through the winner bracket. But now that we're heading into Infernal Shrines, the dynamic has changed a little bit. Team Kure remembered how to win video games, so good for them. It was a nice little attempt, by the way, by Falsa to try and distract them at the bot lane and force them back. It just didn't work too well, and the problem was also that his team was dying in the meantime. So, yeah, that's a problem. Now, we got Sylvanas banned out immediately on Infernal. Obviously, we are likely going to see another ban on Jojo. I don't think they're going to give it over to Team YEAAABOI. I don't think that's really happening here. But they are getting rid of Maiev. Maiev is highly contested throughout all of this. I'm a bit curious what happens with Dehaka now. Dehaka and Falstad, they won quite a few games with it. I could totally see them try that again, unless it gets banned. So, do they ban Dehaka? Do they ban Johanna? It's actually interesting. If they leave both open, who gets picked? Probably Jojo, I'd say. He will probably take Johanna. So if they want Dehaka, they could try it. They ban Junkrat, so they leave both of them open. They can only pick one of them. And I think they're gonna go for Johanna here. Now, to be fair, I really liked the Tyrael pick on the last map. Even though at the end they lost, but the pick itself I think was pretty cool. So, that's the debate that they're facing now. They go for Dehaka. They prioritize him over Johanna. And now Johanna's going to be picked away. There's absolutely no way in my book that Team Kure is going to give them both. Dehaka and Johanna, I don't see that happening. At all. But they are very slow to pick their 1-2. Okay, there's Jojo and there's Hanzo. Alright. You had me scared there for just a second. Now, Diablo as an immediate pick for the red team now. Is Caterpillar gonna take Diablo? I mean, it's a good map for Diablo too. You can just bully people around the entire time and do that. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna get interesting for Team YEAAABOI now. This is the first time that they've lost now a map in this series. Yep, there's Diablo, and we get Genji together with it. So, Anduin, possibly, could get banned. Or picked, just to avoid the Genji Light Bomb engage. Again, doesn't have to be. I feel like it's a little bit more of a common combo that we're seeing in Europe. Here it has been played too, of course. But it's not like every single time we see Genji, then immediately everybody's like, oh my god, Anduin. So, plenty of times we have seen completely different supports then. But it's something that still should at least cross your mind, and they get rid of it. They ban Anduin out, so yeah. Are they going to target Kure now with the ban? I mean, you still have the side laner. So Dehaka could make a choice what they want to go. Normally on Infernal Shrines, Blaze, Leo, or you go into Urel. I guess Malthael sometimes too. But the most likely picks here are Blaze and Leoric. Talking Malthael, they're actually taking him away. With them playing Diablo, they're like, yeah, no last rites shenanigans, thank you very much. We like to keep our tank alive as long as we can. So how about we try that for a change? So, yep, there it is. They ban Malthael out. And now we're gonna get our side laner very likely. Right wing and... Hogger! Yeah, of course. Every time. Never fails. I always forget about him. He's gonna ping pong hard. I kind of need to tell them, by the way, you don't have to run down the clock. You can pick earlier. No way that they were debating that this long. So, final choice now. We need a healer and we also need another damage dealer. Genji alone is not going to cut it here. Can chase his brother down a little bit and try and drop him here. But Dino doesn't even have to play Genji. Can also move that over to Chaotic. And instead we're getting Cassia again and Rhaegar. Remember the last time that Chaotic was playing Cassia? It was a bloodbath. So let's see if he can follow up on that performance. The series is tight. Now, this is a best of 7, but essentially they reduced it to a best of 3 match. So, possibly 3 more maps, this one included. And Kure, final pick. They're going for Thrall. That's something that Ultralisk has actually played a lot in the tournament. Over and over again. So triple frontline for them. Johanna, Thrall and Hogger. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Infernal Shrines. Infernal Shrines. Kure on Thrall for the blue team. They remembered how to win video games on Tomb of the Spider Queen. And now we're going into Infernal Shrines. We have Valamar on Brightwing. Fuzz on Hanzo. Brandon on Johanna. And Bloodcool on Hogger. So, at the same time now, we got over on the right side for the red team, Banana Age with Rhaegar, Dino on Genji, Chaotic on Cassia, going, indeed again, into Thunderstroke as his level 1 quest talent, Caterpillar with Diablo, and YEAAABOI with Dehaka, and good old Fancy Pants here. So, they played, at least initially in this series, an absolute mean game. They were looking fantastic. Now, there was a bit of a setback on the last map, but we'll see if that is gonna, if that's a problem for them, or if they're just like, yeah, whatever, we're totally fine, let's go and let's take this on. We're just bringing this back and taking the lead once again just to force match point number 1 in this series. So, time will tell. Right now, nothing happening, at least in the earlier battle. Nobody dying, nobody gets caught out. It's just Cassia again trying to stack a little bit as she gets an opportunity to do that. All the way up at the top. We're also having a couple of little plays currently made here. And in the middle, yeah, another small attack against Diablo as we have the connect from the Wolf. Level 4 is obviously not hit, so it's not stacking for his quest yet or anything, but we're slowly just like starting to get the rotation going with the mercenary camps are up, everybody is going for the left-right, so just like going through the motion in the early game, nothing really too crazy going on here. At least initially everybody's taking their respective camp, and now we're probably going to see a bit of a battle happen over the one at the bottom. Yeah, blue team is going to send at least a few heroes their way to try and pull that off, so time will tell. Only 8 stacks so far. I mean, I say only. It's not too bad, but they didn't have a lot of teamfight opportunities to try and get more. Using the minions also to get the side connects. Yeah, Chaotic. Oh, they nearly get the kill on Hanzo. Nearly got the kill there. Hogger isn't here, so the blue team has to fall back. And can't really do a whole lot about that. But, yeah, while that plays out, we now have, at the same time, the top lane. Genji is starting to try and help out a little bit to move over and get himself a couple of minions, but they're chasing Kure down here, and that's a kill. That's first blood in the game. He's not going to escape that. Genji is moving in too, so apparently everybody wants to be part of the party. And yep, that is the first blood in the game, with now Hogger starting to take his camp over on the left side. Obviously this time we have the shrine spawning in the middle, so there's still plenty of space that they can play around with, but the top side is going to get pretty important. We have one global. This time they didn't go for that false dead Dehaka combo that they've been executing in essentially every single game of this series. But there is the chance of Dehaka just moving from the top lane towards the middle if they want to get a bit more extra experience. But right now he's not even there. He's going to be the one sitting down at the bottom of the map from the looks of it. So, yeah. And top side, Bloodcool, Kure. Everybody just slowly making their moves there. This is a little bit too much for Genji to handle, to be honest with you. So Genji needs a bit of assistance on that. It's going to take him quite a lot of time where he's missing in the mid lane fight if he needs to push all of that out. So the next couple of attacks as the blue team is taking control of the shrine and very quickly catches up in shrine minions. Team Kure wants to take full control over here. They're missing out on the early level 7, so this is where the blue team is taking a small lead that they could now try and use to maybe reclaim control and get that frozen Punisher. Diablo also in trouble, but he still gets out. It's dead even, very even at least, on the shrine. Was for a second. Now it's 34 towards the red team, but they're also about to lose a hero if they don't pay attention, but they are locking in. Oh, they get the kill against Kure. Reset his level 4 quest, and they get the frozen Punisher. They're even going for some body blocks here as they are hoping to take Johanna out, which didn't manifest itself. That didn't work out. But they got a frozen Punisher that gets baited over a bit late, and now the chance to take the wall, maybe even more than that, with the Haka already sitting behind it, but he has to tunnel towards the top to deal with Hogger. So, yeah, Hogger needs to peace out, and we have, in the middle, a quick attack against the fort. So, they're starting to do their thing here, and they will maybe even be able to, not take the entire thing, but that's a lot of damage. It's less than half the HP. So that is pretty awesome from their perspective. Especially since they got top damage at the wall too. So they got top wall damage. That was a pretty nice one. And they did the damage in the middle of the map. 2 kills to 0. I'm also a little bit worried these days when we're not getting any early game kills from the blue team, because after what happened in some of the previous maps, I'm just like, are they gonna fall back to what happened there, or what's gonna happen? Chaotic is still getting good stacks out. He's at 30 right now. 5 minutes in, 30 stacks, not bad. So, yeah, from Chaotic's perspective, definitely pretty decent what he's currently pulling off there. We're now having still, of course, I mean, everybody's still roaming through the map and trying to get a bit of aggression going on in the middle, but essentially the most of the action is now starting to center slowly at the bottom of the map, where they're also trying to get another camp. With the level 10 ability that they grab early, this shouldn't really be a big deal for them. So they're going to get that neutral camp. Maybe they can also use it to break through the wall just a little bit. Take that one out, maybe take a tower or so, and see what you can get there. But, yeah. As long as they have the 10 ability, level 10 abilities, they could also... There's nothing to steal away, but just breaking through that would already be nice. If you open the gate up, for example, you at least get vision. So that's already a bit of a win. Just has to be careful that they're not getting flanked too hard. Brandon is just zoning them away as best as he can. They're sundering now. Level 10 ability on both sides, of course, immediately. And that's when it's going to get interesting, especially, of course, with how they're going to use Shockwave plus Sundering here. There's a lot of stun tools on level 10. I mean, damn son. Shockwave, Blessed Shield, Arrow from Hanzo, Sundering. Now, you can also screw a couple of these things up and, yeah, not get any synergy whatsoever. But if you land all of them perfectly, whew, good Sundering, for example, into a corner, into a straight line, and then an Arrow from Hanzo follows it up. If you make that work, you can get some serious CC chains going that will help you to just crush your opponent. I mean, big wombos are possible for sure here. And with the next shrine coming up, that's your perfect little playground to try and see if you can pull that off. So, yeah, there's a possibility now at the top lane to make exactly that kind of play. It would be kind of funny if they can actually do that. Especially if there's any kind of choke point where a team is attempting to funnel through, for example. If you do that well, and you get that initial Sundering that pushes everybody into a corner, and then the rest follows up, imagine just that. Shockwave, Arrow, Blessed Shield. I mean, all of a sudden everybody is just like falling apart. It would be a dream combo. It's maybe a little bit too much to ask for though. But at least in my head, it sounds amazing. The Haka's at the bottom. There's Sundering already out. Shockwave, and well, there it is. It's not quite about... He heard me and he wanted to screw it up a little bit. It's not quite what I had in mind when it comes to the amount of heroes that are targeted by it, but the single target Diablo kill here, that was still strong. I mean, it was great. The Haka now came in. They did good damage at the bottom fort, by the way, so he took multiple minion waves out and allowed the team, the minions to do... his own minions to do a lot of work there. So now they have the bottom and the mid fort both on 50% HP or less. Still stacks coming through for Cassia. Diablo's obviously back, so they're trying to bring this back here. There's the barbecue. Chaotic though. Cassia gets a heal before Hogger can come in for the kill. Few more hits are coming out. And talking about Hogger, he's in trouble. So is Brightwing, who barely saved his butt here. They're all low. And there's the final kill, or the final blow towards Hanzo. Brightwing is down too. They get the double kill. And they get the triple. There's at least a counter kill on Cassia, who's now on 47 stacks, but it also means that Hogger is going to get eliminated. Another kill with a tongue from the Haka, and that's 4 heroes dead on Kure's side. And Kure, by the way, despite the fact that we're now level 13 talents, has still not managed to complete his level 4 quest. Just got reset again. Making his own life also more annoying by the minute. So, yep. We are in for an interesting series for sure. After Tomb of the Spider Queen, I really thought, okay, that was the tipping point. That's where Team Kure just brought all back. Things are flowing together for them. And now we're in Infernal Shrines, and it just looks exactly the same. It looks like they just don't stand a chance here. Middle fort destroyed. Bottom fort about to be destroyed. Top side got attacked. The global... I swear to God they're gonna ban the Haka. They're gonna ban the Haka. There is just no way that they're gonna allow for more of these global plays here. I don't see it. I simply do not see it. So, yeah, as is, it's a horrific situation for the blue team. Because once that this one's over, we are essentially looking at the first match point. Now, we're not there yet. They haven't lost it yet. But they're now pretty much 2 levels behind. And missing out on a level 16 talent. So, not really the best spot if you are trying to take the lead in the series. Yeah, we got 26,000 damage for Hogger now. He's the top damage dealer for the blue team. Ahead of Hanzo and Thrall. And 28,000 for Cassia. Who again, get great stacks so far. But, yeah, party time. The Haka is back at the top, by the way, doing what he does best, gets the rest of the team to help him out here. But that is all of the forts gone. Every single fountain that is in reach of Shrine is now eliminated. And it's more than a level that they got a bridge to the same talent. Quest for Thrall, again, he's still working on it, has a single stack right now. He's missing out on a lot here. Cooldown reduction, the mana costs, like all of that stuff is still not available to him, and we are 11 minutes into the game. Normally you have Thrall doing way better with that, and specifically, of course, Kure. So, thanks to the advantage, they are stealing the camp at the top away. Seems like Brandon is thinking about fighting this. Oof. I like the stun comps that you guys are executing, don't get me wrong, but I would still stay clean of that push. Now, they are still attempting to take that wall out, I suppose. Level 16 is not quite there yet. Maybe keeping Cassia around for just a second and try and get a few shots in. But she's at 52 stacks. That's not too shabby. 52 stacks is actually pretty decent here right now. Now, they stole the camp away, now they're going to the top. The problem is also that we have now 4 stacks for Kure, and even without the quest completed, but I assume that he will complete it pretty soon. But even without that happening, the Alpha Wolf that he just picked up is gonna make it pretty... It's gonna make it pretty crazy for them. Because with Alpha Wolf just now picked up, they can target Diablo even further. If you think that the kill against Diablo earlier, where they just locked him down with CC, was already a bit nasty, this could get so much dirtier now in the next fight when we have Alpha Wolf as well. And he's gonna get the extra damage in against him. So Caterpillar needs to be careful. Yeah. Shrine is about to activate, and the blue team is just nowhere near that shrine, so they are missing out on all the initial minion stacks. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for them. A bit late to the party. They're already roughly 20 behind. And Dino is poking them just a little bit. The Haka is, of course, now starting to come in. Isolation has connected. Nice. Hogger is pogging. Arrow against the Haka, but he's still fine. Here comes Sundering. They're stacking the CC again. The Shockwave. And there's the kill. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but you need to throw that Ancestral out a lot faster than that. Yeah, he moved away from them. Fair. But if you know what they are, you know that they got all these CC tools, so if you don't throw the Ancestral out a little bit quicker than what you just did there, then you can't be surprised. So they get the Mortar Punisher. What about kills? Brandon? They... Hogger! Hogger! They get him! Oh my god, no! You gotta be kidding me, right? They kill the Haka and then they lose the objective and they lose 2 heroes. Okay, at least they got Cassia. Thank God for that, because if not, it would have been a 5-man push at the bottom with the Haka tunneling in to assist the team. But that is still bad news. Oh my god. Like, Team Kure, they're really struggling here. 69 stacks for Cassia. Nice. And now you have 43,000 damage for Cassia, 44,000 for Hanzo. Bottom keep, obviously, getting heavily attacked. I think they're going to take it with the minions that are attacking and also the catapult behind it. So that's all of the forts gone, that's the keep gone, and that's half a level to 20. Kure... yeah, I mean, it's not going to be threatened by any push here. But damn, that last fight was just rough. It looked good initially. They changed the CC, and I'm even saying, hey, Rega needs to be closer, the Haka needs to move towards him. They need to get that Ancestral connected, and then Diablo gets targeted as they're desperately fighting for the Punisher, but at least he gets safe. But shortly after, everything falls apart again for the blue team, and it's a pretty disastrous spot that they find themselves in now. 1 keep gone, level 20 on the opponent's side. We have a Rock Stopper for Cassia. And they are taking vision away from the opponent. They will most likely also take this camp again, because why wouldn't they? I guess there's a chance that for the next objective we're gonna have level 20 talents for both of the teams. So there's still a possibility that this works out from a timing perspective. But they're already sieging up in the middle of the map, and they're trying to do more damage here as we speak. Take the towers down, open that up slowly, you know, maybe help Cassia also to stack a little bit in the process, but just open that up so that if you get another objective mid lane, you can guarantee that you take that keep out. And yeah, they're slowly poking away at it. Have to be careful of the CC comp, of course. And they also want to have the camp still. But all in all, great spot for them to be in. So, as it stands, camp gets taken. Their own on the right side, obviously, will going to be picked up next. 13 seconds until it's there. Objective is spawning in the middle. And now they're just going for the wall again. Take the towers out. Again, this is looking very, very good for them. Yeah. Genji jumps in. A couple of shurikens through. Cassia still at her 72. They don't even have to take this out, but just to satisfy their inner OCD, that's the play. So, both teams on level 20 for the next fight, and we're coming back to the same question. Can Team Kure win these team fights now that they're on eye level? There is still the advantage that the red team can retreat from the objective, go to the fountain, and then return. Hogger has now gone into the power spike. Yep, Brightwing with Invisible Friends, more CC with Bullseye. And this next fight is going to be the big one. If the blue team loses here, they're likely losing the game. The Punisher would walk through that keep and they would take this easily. The Haka is now in a position where he can start to push things out a little bit. They're already moving towards the top to try and see if they can maybe even catch somebody here. Brandon, for example, as he starts to move in, immediately that totem is on the ground. Yeah, isolation on the Haka. There's the Tong. Hellgate, arrow hits the back line. And here's the ping pong, but the Ancestral, this time it connected. Their problem is they're losing Rega. He got the Ancestral out though. Got the Ancestral out, but he's gone. That's Team Kure back to business. Yep, they survived through all of it. Ooh, take a little bit of damage over here. So not quite out of the woods yet, but it's a 5 versus 4. So Diablo engaging like this might have been a bit too much for them to handle. Caterpillar is dead. Now he'll be back. We have also catapults at the bottom. That's 3 catapults, 18 minutes in on the core now. Yeah, and Brightwing is the one moving back for it. 23 minion stacks against 8. They're overtaking some of them. Yep, that core is losing some hit points. Not a whole lot, but it's going to lose at least a few of them. It's Winion time, baby. So, 10% gone. Fight at the top. Brightwing so far not moving in. Comes in for Hogger, though. Rhaegar isn't back yet. Diablo with his ult. Again, the stun. And bye-bye. Hogger gets another kill. Yeah, they're struggling a bit too much. Nah, Team Kure is definitely bringing this back now. They're getting 2 more kills. That's 8 kills to 8. They got the Arcane Punisher. The Haka is starting to move back down to the bottom of the map. A little bit of damage done in the middle against the keep, but just generally speaking, it was huge. There's a lot of infrastructure to go through, don't get me wrong. There's a lot that they have to kill here in order to take this game. But starting with a few of those forts would already be a big step. And it's going to take another 35 seconds for Diablo and for Genji to come back. Brightwing gets chased a bit at the bottom of the map. Yeah, as long as it's only Brightwing, it's fine. This catapult is eventually going to hit the core. The YEAAABOI is actually getting very aggressive with this. Seems like the blue team is hoping to get a keep here. They're not sending anybody back. It's only Brightwing. So the core might even lose some hit points. Nah. The Haka try to get back, gets interrupted. Arrow missing, by the way. But yep, they're trying. They're trying to go for game now. Mega aggressive from them. Ancestral is already out. Big damage from Cassia, but the jump, the stun. Cassia is in real dire straits now. She's dead, but so is Thrall. Kill for a kill, and now Bloodcool gets attacked, and that's the end of Hogger. So they get 2 kills. Punisher is moving in. 3 survivors. Genji, is he able to get them another one? If they get another kill, they go for core. If they get another kill here, they're going for the core. Diablo's trying to get close enough so that he can get a hit against them. They are already moving in position, but yeah, not sure if they can actually grab it. They are at the camp, and they take the mercenaries instead. It's with 3 still alive. It's a bit dicey. Look at the stacks, by the way, for Cassia. She's sitting at 104 now. Cassia is at 75,000 damage. More than we're getting from Hanzo at this point. So they're still falling back. They are slightly ahead with the keep. Sorry, the forts that they still hold. But 1 keep has now been destroyed. So for the next big fight, it is going to be the same thing, essentially. And with the same thing, I mean, it's going to be the problem that we're going to look at all the CC, all the stun, and try to determine what else is going to happen there. So, yeah. Now, if they can dodge the CC, that would be something. I mean, there is a chance that they're able to pull that off somehow, but it's going to be a big question mark. Rhaegar has to be on point completely in order to avoid it from happening. And yeah, it's just going to be a bit tricky. If they are, on the other hand, the ones that are engaging and maybe get a quick kill, that would be nice. But you have Poli now, you have Hanzo's Arrow, you have Blessed Shield, you have Hogger Shockwave, you have Sundering. I mean, it's insane. Fancy Pants is also just continuously trying to push the bot lane out a little bit harder. But yeah, top side now too. Now pushing that lane out. And technically, the Arca could transition to the top lane and try and push for another keep here. But it is going to be a bit of a wild finish to that game. I honestly think whoever wins here wins the series. I think it's kind of fair to say. Whoever wins this is going to have the upper hand, is going to have momentum, and will, in my opinion, likely decide the series in their favor. We're now 22 minutes in. Catapults, again, are a problem. Top sides, we have like 1 pushing in. Another one already on the move, so the second one is coming in. They have also the camp that still hasn't been taken. There's a Shockwave, Sundering, and the kill against Genji. So, Ancestral is too late, and that's exactly what we've been talking about earlier. They didn't even line up everything perfectly, but they still get the kills. Now, the good news for the red team is that they can just retreat and let it happen, because Genji will be back for the next objective. Not 100% in time, but they're also giving up the fort now at the bottom of the map. So, yeah, it's getting a bit wild in the game. It's getting actually very, very wild here. A rotation towards the top. They took the camp as well. They had to. The Haka is now at the bottom, is trying to escort camps again towards the core. Hoping for Winions. I mean, again, he's hoping to escort a couple more catapults in so that they get Winion time. And by the way, no, Genji is not going to be back in time. They're going to lose this one. They're going to lose that Punisher. Yup. Genji getting killed there the way that it happened is a problem. They're hearthing now because they don't have vision. So they're just hearthing early to try and see if they need to defend. And a few of them are actually falling back. So, yeah, they go for the keep in the middle. And they're doing lots of damage there. They will take this. They will take the keep. And at the top, let's not forget, after they take the Punisher, they still have to go through the top side fort. So there's a lot of infrastructure in the way. Yeah, Thrall is coming in, and... oh, the Haka might have just screwed up. Oh, the arrow, no way! The arrow misses because he hits the initial stun. There's the isolation, they're trying to turn it. Now it's a 5 versus 5. No, Hoggeye's at the top. Hanzo is gone! Hanzo, Brightwing, they're both gone! Hanzo, Brightwing have both been eliminated. Hogger needs to retreat and he needs to do it quickly. They might have just lost the game here. They killed Genji before the objective spawned and went to the top, the push in the middle from the red team, and now they're trying to go for game. Blood Cool goes down, Hogger is dead. That's game. It's Team YEAAABOI with the victory on Infernal Shrines. They're gonna take it right here. What a turnaround in that last fight. They go for Kure and he is gone. No way. They pull it off again. The Haka is so gonna be banned. He is so gonna get banned next one. Brandon is low. 5-man team wipe as Team YEAAABOI takes the lead in the best of 7. GG. So, they turned the game around. It's match point for Team YEAAABOI. 3-2 lead for them, and we are heading to all direct pass now. This, by the way, means that if we're going the distance and it comes to a 7th map, I believe it's gonna be Volskaya. I hope there is something else left, but, oh, they banned the Vikings. I would have loved to have Vikings right now, but I think that the Haka needs to get banned. I mean, seriously. This is absolutely bananas right now. The Haka has done so much controlling the global game for them. They don't ban him. They actually leave both the Haka and also... well, they're leaving the Haka and they're leaving Jojo open. So, both of them. That's the two that have been battled for the entire time. So now, depending on what gets picked, there is of course a chance that Team Kure is going to pick the Haka for themselves. That's something that they have to debate right now. They have first pick, first ban, so they can easily pick the Haka themselves, leave Jojo up for the red team, unless something gets banned. So Lucio gets banned, very likely the Haka pick at this point. There's no way they're going to give them both globals on Aldrich Pass. It's just not happening. They go Johanna. Okay. I mean, that's a Haka pick. But what are they going to take with it? If they can, I'm pretty sure that over the course of the draft, they're going to try and get Falstad and the Haka again. This is a big map. You can make a lot of plays with the two of them. So, Johanna gets taken by Team Kure. Not the first pick that I expected. I would have bet money for them to take the Haka away. And now we have Chaotix, Junkrat, and the Haka. Oh boy. I mean, the blue team isn't stupid. They're looking at this. They know what would have been, what will be picked. They just think that they can beat it. They think that it's not crucial. We'll see. They take Rhaegar for themselves for the burst heal. And they have Maiev. It's not bad. I mean, again, Maiev is quite strong here. I would have not been surprised to see Maiev being banned out, for example. But now we have, again, the Haka and Junkrat just to start things off. Alright, Diablo is banned. What is Caterpillar gonna take? Stitches is up. He could go for Stitches again. And I guess... I mean, Varian is not out of the question either. They already played that earlier. They could go for Varian if they want to go for a bit of a sniper comp. So, what do you ban here? Targeting the frontliner wouldn't shock me. Tracer, by the way, is also up. Let's not forget about that. If they don't go for Falstad, they might go for Tracer. There's a lot that you want to get rid of. They ban Falstad. Okay, they're getting rid of the double global. As I said before, if they have a chance, they take both globals. 100%. Like 100%. Now that Falstad is banned, I suppose Tracer is a pretty realistic option for Dino. Not the only one, but again, would allow him a lot of mobility there. Kind of interested still what Caterpillar is going to pick. If he picks Stitches, for example, it changes the equation a little bit. There's Tracer and there's Malfurion. Alright, so again, the Tracer support is there. With that, if they now go for Tyrael again, that's the trifecta of Tracer players. You get the shield, you get the overheal with Malfurion. So there's a chance that we're actually going to get another Tyrael game from him. They lost when they played Tyrael, but again, they did a decent job on him. Cure and Blood Cool. Have Cured any plans of going for Tracer? That's already out. Blaze, and now they play Cassia. Okay. There it is. Blaze and Cassia. That's a nice front line. Blaze Johanna is always awesome. Then you have Maiev for Tether. And now you're getting Cassia from Cure for the main damage. So yeah, not that bad. Again, like, Johanna and Blaze is one of the most standard frontline comps that you can possibly get. Caterpillar, what's the tank? Tyrael, Varian, and Nubarok. That is a tank that I'm not sure if I like him on a Nubarok. But a Nubarok can of course steal the camp, so maybe that's the idea that they have behind it. And they have Cocoon that they can use. Anyways, this is match point number 1 for Team YEAAABOI, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go! Alderac Pass might be the map where it all ends. Team Cure came into this as the big favorite. They defeated Team YEAAABOI in the winner bracket with a 3-0, and now they are with the back to the wall. On the left, Fuss on Maiev. Cure is playing Cassia. We got Brandon on Johanna, Blood Cool on Blaze, and Valamar on Rhaegar. The red team with a glorious victory on Infernal Shrines with YEAAABOI on Dehaka again. We have Caterpillar on Nubarok, Chaotic on Junkrat, of course, Dino on Tracer, and Banana H on Malfurion. Yeah, it's a little bit of a wild one, honestly. I had the blue team totally pegged as the favorite, and in game number 1 you could already see that this might not be the case. In game number 2 definitely proved it. So they are absolutely... I don't even know, can you say evenly matched here? So far we have 3 wins for Team YEAAABOI, and Cure has only won a single map with this team. The big advantage that they of course had coming into this series is that they had the winner bracket advantage of a 1-0 lead in the best of 7. If not for that, imagine the spot that they would be in right now. Currently they have to win 2 in a row and they're going to be fine. If they win this one, they tie it up and it comes down to a single map. But if it wasn't for that 1-0 lead in the best of 7, Team Cure would be down 1-3. Nearly impossible to bring that back. And, well, talking about nearly impossible, it starts off with a kill against Blaze. So, first blood for Team YEAAABOI. Again, a kill doesn't matter all that much this early on, but it already sets a bit of a trend here. The good news is that they could use their team fight to stack Cassia a little bit, so she currently has 9 stacks, so that's nice. That might even be worth losing 1 hero there for a moment. It's not like they lost a lot of momentum in the process, but... Whoa. Yeah, it's tough times right now in your Team Cure. Not a lot of positive things throughout that series that give you hope and maybe a bit of a drive. In Nubarok, I'm still questioning a bit though. I said this before, but Caterpillar, he played in Nubarok I think once or twice in the previous games during the playoffs. Didn't really knock my socks off. So here you have the added advantage of spawning beetles around the objective, and then you can cheese the progress, so you can actually grab the objective without actually fighting for it if your opponent doesn't pay attention. I would assume that that is well known here as well, and that everybody is going to watch out for exactly that play. But if Caterpillar gets caught a bit too much here by, let's say, Maiev, I could totally see him getting destroyed. There's a lot of CC that gets opened up too. So at the top, they're trying to go for Dehaka. Yeah, and so far he's still safe. Nubarok dives in and tries to help out. Misses every single stun that he had, but Dehaka is at least fine. Yeah, I mean, he literally missed every stun. But he saved the day, so he might not have connected the stuns. Didn't look great, but he accomplished what he tried to accomplish. He made sure that Dehaka survived all of this. So kudos to him. That's all that this was about. Now, prisoner camps are getting opened up. Normally you don't see them being fought over this early. Again, could be a little bit different with the Nubarak. So if he sees that everybody's on lane, he might move in, try and sneak that just a bit. But now we have also Cassia up at the top going up against Dehaka still. Is going to try and use him as a bit of a pin cushion to stack her level 1. Yeah, but careful. Kure shouldn't underestimate YEAAABOI here. Kure is an amazing player, of course. But today, at least, you underestimate the Dehaka player at your own peril. Here comes Tracer and misses the mark. That should have been a kill. Nice play by Kure with vision, I suppose, but honestly, that should have been a dead Cassia. So that did not work out. I like the idea. I like also moving in from behind, but not connecting the bomb properly there was, of course, not really helpful. It was a risky play, but this could have worked out. Misses the Tong. Yeah, they're starting some problems here. And here comes the Nubarak, but gets interrupted, of course. That's exactly what I talked about earlier. And now he is maybe even dead. That's exactly what I meant. Perfect example of what I was talking about. Caterpillar on a Nubarak just simply doesn't impress me. There were other heroes up where I liked him a lot more, but that was just... Sorry, this didn't look good. The attempt to sneak it in, yeah, okay, looked a little bit cool. Now they have a bit of a start here. Can maybe delay this even further. Yeah, gets a bit more out of that, but that's 10 seconds. But the Nubarak dying the way that he did, and trying to dive out here, no. Yeah. We'll keep an eye on it. Anyways, for now we got kill versus kill, 23 stacks for Cassia. Still a couple of attempts being made here against, for example, Fuzz now on Maiev. The root missing from Alfurion, or this could have been a bit more dangerous. But they have a slight lead on the objective right now, and they're honestly still poking over here. So just suggesting, hey, we're willing to fight for this, but here comes the jet propulsion, and Junkrat is gone. Yeah, I'm sorry, but Team Kure is now starting to coordinate this a little bit better. So right now, the red team is taking this a bit too lightly. Some of the plays and the moves that they are making are just too risky, and they're getting punished for it. So they need to make sure that they're not getting too cocky with all of this. Because yes, they played some amazing games here right now, but they are also not out of the woods yet. If they lose this map, then it all comes down to the final one, which could very well backfire against you. So in an ideal world, no matter who you are, you're trying to end things quickly. Now, down here, Disc is getting used against Tracer and connects. Isolation is also up. The objective, on the other hand, is still ticking. So they're trying to interrupt this as much as they can. Here comes the bunker on the ground too. So 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Bunker, can they get kills here? Ancestral is out. The objective, they're gonna lose it. Banana H needs to be interrupted. And... maybe no! What? They kill Blaze, but again, the objective is lost. It comes at the cost of 2 heroes though. Not sure if that was really worth it. It's only one of the earlier objectives. So while it's nice that they were able to grab it, but they're losing 2 heroes. And that is going to make it a little bit harder to properly push with it. It's also an early objective. I mean, to be fair, the death timers are low, so they're going to be back very, very quickly. So that's the good news here, but you're also losing a bit of experience in the process. Okay, Caterpillar diving in. Brandon with a pause. Okay, do they have some disconnect problems here? Doesn't really seem like they do. So Brandon and everyone on the team seem to be totally fine. Don't think that someone actually disconnected from this. But up at the top, Kure has to be a tactical pause. I mean, they saw that Kure was now getting slowly attacked. So it was just like, how do we deal with this? Let's pause the game real quickly and talk things through. This is obviously not what happened. But yeah, Cassia is still fine. Well, now she isn't anymore. She was fine for a moment. Now she's a bit in trouble. I think if Dino would have moved in a little bit sooner, they could have gotten a kill there potentially. But Kure made it out, so good for him. He's able to escape all of this. And now they still have to defend here. That still got dicey. Killing Cassia at the top lane would have been very, very nice indeed for them. So in the middle of the map, yeah, Blood Cooler is eating a couple of grenades. The wall has been opened up. Okay, trying to force that with a cocoon. They can push him around with Junkrat a little bit. Cassia has died, by the way, at the top. Blaze has to bunk up again, so they're baiting out the ult. But Tracer is still at the top side. The Haka's here in the middle, but wow, they are getting some nice stuns out. So if they get another one, nah. They actually do, but they didn't have the damage there. Okay, 4 kills to 2 now. Tracer killing Cassia at the top was obviously a big play, so that was really nice. In the middle, they were working hard to get another kill on Blaze, which did not quite work out. But yeah, the Haka is still pushing. Obviously, as the maps open up and we have less forts standing, his role is also going to change slightly. But he will be massively important, especially if more infrastructure gets destroyed overall. Now, we still have level 13 talents on both sides. We're now 8 minutes in, 33 stacks for Cassia. Secure, not too bad. Oh, the Blessed Shield. That one missed. Yeah, Chaotic is actually pretty brutal with this Junkrat. He got some respect bans earlier. It's still wild to me, by the way, that the Haka did not get any bans, nor did they try and take it away. With all the impact that the Globals had so far for the team, I did not think that was even a possibility. I think they would ban it for sure. Or pick it themselves. Tranquility is out. Disc against Tracer. Gotta be yeah, safe there, but with the Riptire just moving this away from the opponent. So no chance to follow up on the disc and go for Tracer directly. But I gotta give it to Fuzz. He has some really nice connects with disc so far. It's like multiple times that he was able to lock Tracer in and try and facilitate kills here. So now that the objective is slowly being fought for again, ults are all out with the exception of Ancestral. So yeah, fight coming in again. Talking about Ancestral, there it is. Blaze got caught and had to be saved. They're trying for Maiev. Fuzz, careful. The bomb connects and the disc hits Tracer again, but they're really pushing the entire team back. And Nuburak misses out on a stun. I'm not quite sure if it would have helped him to get a kill here. Might have already been a bit too late for that. But now they have to fall away from the objective. It is a tight game so far. No fort destroyed. Some damage done at the bottom of the map. Objective would go a long way here on out. 40 stacks for Cassia. We have 20,000 damage. The Haka is actually ahead and so is Tracer. Both of them have, well, both of them have around the same damage as Cassia. Camps are still being taken. Blaze is obviously doing the same thing over on the left side. Whenever you have that camp up, you want to try and grab it as quickly as you can. The Haka moving to join up with the rest of the team, as it seems. No, actually went and Hearth back home. Yeah, Blaze is now appearing down at the bottom of the map. So he's the next one there. Oh well. Same time now. The poke against Maiev continues. Middle of the map, potentially gonna get a bit of a fight for this one. Not yet. And well, they still have that camp up. They're pushing topside also for Fuzz. I mean, continuously the pressure on Maiev makes it really difficult for her to engage into a proper play. Most of the discs that we've seen just recently was honestly attempts from them to escape and make sure that Dino couldn't follow up on it. That boss play gets sniffed out way too early though. They gotta get away from this. And here comes the tether, and Tracer might actually die now. Oh, Dino gets the heal, gets out. Cocoon used. The Haka and Blaze both at the bottom. And the Haka, that lazy little bastard, didn't even bother to join up with the team at the top. So, didn't even try. They have the 16 talents now. Maybe a chance to engage with Nuburak and his epicenter. Yeah, the Haka staying a little bit longer at the bottom of the map. They're still trying to get these extra experience pushes through the minion waves that he can take, and also of course apply pressure towards that fort. But the Haka now slowly ready with the rest of the team. There's so many interrupts whenever they're trying a channel though. It's really difficult for them to do anything about it. But Junkrat is taking another camp while all of this plays out. So they have an advantage on the camp. They're a little bit ahead also in experience. Not by too much, but slightly. The disc is dodged this time. Oh, but he's missing the isolation. He predicted the movements wrong. Oh, now can they get a good route? No, they cannot. They got them all low, but they can't get the kill. They're dodging the jet propulsion on the other hand. So yeah, that could have turned the fight around for the blue team. And they have 53 stacks now on Cassia. So blue team is actually in a spot where they are getting more and more damage through Kure, who is clearly scaling here. 27,000. Tracers on 30. It's gonna take a while for that objective to be taken, but we have the minions and also the camp in the middle, and that eliminates the entire wall now. Dino gets the heal. Kure, careful. But the roots are just not connecting. If those roots would hit properly, maybe they had a chance here. Now, talking about connecting properly. They're connecting the damage with Junkrat, and that is chaotic. Done. Yeah. Nice damage and keep the fort in the middle. Tracer now down at the bottom of the map, but with the disconnecting with the Nubarak, it seems like it's going to be another kill. Cattle is going down. Cattle goes down. 4 kills to 4. Yeah, and Team Kure, they might have taken some damage on structures, but this is another objective for them. That bottom fort will very likely fall, but the next set of cavalry that spawns for them is, of course, as you can imagine, gonna do quite some structural damage themselves. So yeah, and they're already pushing in the middle of the map. They're already coming in here and starting to slowly poke away at that. Then it's obviously gonna take... Honestly, if they push in now, maybe they can do something there. Another ult missed from the Haka, by the way. I mean, he's playing very predictive. He's trying to anticipate where exactly they are headed and then attempt to connect. He missed it earlier against Maiev, and now he just, here in the middle, missed it again. So the ult is gone. It's another 40 seconds. Maiev, by the way, with good damage topside, which now leads also to that fort being even lower. Both teams on level 18. Is trying to evacuate the bot lane, take out those minions, help the rest of them to push forward towards the opponent. As in the middle, the fort falls before the cavalry even makes an appearance. So they're trying again for Maiev. The root on the ground, Maiev easily jumping away from it. There's just not a lot of roots that are connecting here. Neither does the ult from Cassia. Brandon, not even the Ancestral. Damn, Valama is holding back his Ancestral for quite some time. Does not want to waste it for no reason. And is so far rewarded for it. So 2 forts are gone. Third one is about to be destroyed. We have now 36,000 damage for Cassia. And she's sitting at nearly 70 stacks. They try the start. Nah. They get the slow with the oil spill. But they weren't able to get the additional slow. The additional start with the jet propulsion or any other follow-up. But it's very, very different from a dynamics perspective from what we've seen before. I mean, in the earlier games it was mostly the red team that was making the plays and the blue team had to react. Now it's very different. This is the second objective in a row that gets taken by Kure's team. So from their perspective, this is pretty good. They're making the calls, they're making the choices. So it's more centered around the plays that they can make instead of what the opponent is capable of doing. Now, looked for a second as if they were going for the boss at the top lane. They still might, but Joanna is already around here and is going to try and sniff that out. Blaze at the bottom of the map, they see my F2, but Jojo knows exactly what's going on. They got an early level 20, but the window is so small that it shouldn't really play a role. Blaze isn't here. Neither is my F. She's still sitting in the middle. But they're still trying to at least show some force to tell them, hey, you're not going to take this. So now the boss got leashed and now nobody's going to take it. Yeah, with the boss being leashed here, nobody's going to make a play for that. Instead, we're just having them run around, see if they can catch somebody off guard. Rhaegar, of course, now with the double Ancestral and target catching somebody off guard. That's pretty nice. That's a neat little kill. As I said before, Fuzz is connecting some fantastic discs. And that's another one. So it is looking more and more like there is a potential map number 7 in the cards for this match. That's definitely starting to be more and more of a possibility. Because every single time we see these nice, neat little plays being flashed out, they end in favor of the blue team right now. 5 kills to 4, level 20 versus level 20, but it's the structural difference on the map that makes the difference. And of course the potential to now go for the objective again. So, yeah, looking better and better for Team Kure. We might go the distance on this. The series is not over yet. Tracer is back in 15 seconds. So then they can try and make a play around her again. Double boss play is obviously also possible, and with Kure already moving down to the bottom of the map, it seems like that's exactly what they're currently trying for. So yeah, so far so good. One boss at the top that has to be defended is already walking through the entire wall. I mean, the wall's gone, so now the keep is taking damage. And at the bottom of the map, they're going to grab this one for free as well. So, yeah, Jojo's going to make it out too. They seem a little bit stumped. Chaotic is just throwing grenades right now to ensure that nobody is able to take the objective as well. But they've taken significant damage at the top side keep, so this one can be taken out earlier. Sorry, later. And now another disconnect. Junkrat this time. Faz on Maiev is a monster. I mean, sorry, but he is doing so much for the team right now. So many opportunities created by him. Boss at the bottom of the map, they could eliminate the key, but they're realizing that they have to do something about the opponent's team. They need to win a team fight. If they lose the bottom keep, they can still recover from it, but they need to win a team fight. And they will lose the bot keep if they not send half the team back. And if they do that, then of course the objective is going to be targeted very, very quickly by the team in blue. Team Kure, they have momentum now. Yeah, they let the bottom boss go. They realize that the keep is going to get destroyed, so they didn't even bother. They know that it's down to the team fight now. They know that it's down to how they are performing in the next big battle and what they can do there. Still doesn't make it easier. But Team Kure needs to also make very, very certain that they're not overextending right now. Imagine getting to that point in the game, in the series, then all of a sudden you're just getting a bit too greedy. Make one wrong play and your opponent starts to take it all because of that. Dehaka. Nubarak. Yeah, Nubarak gets out. Tranquility not used yet. Ancestral is out, by the way. Yeah, so now they can actually fight for this. Alright, so now we're talking. Tranquility is still up. So is Cocoon. So they could use both to engage. Keep at the top is about to go down as well. That's 2 armor shields removed if that happens. 2 armor shields gone, and that means you can go core. And whoa, it barely makes it. They are running out of time. They're running out of time and out of room. They have to push forward now and make their own play. It's the only way to somehow try and win this. Both interrupts are in. Disc is out. Dehaka misses the tongue. Here's the rip tires. They're trying to channel again and again and again and again. And top side, the keep will soon fall. But they have to win the objective. And honestly, once that they take the objective, they essentially have to make sure that with that objective, they are either winning the game or that they're at least doing nearly as much damage as the blue team has already done. But so far, they haven't even won the prisoner camp yet. So they're still playing for that. They have to take that fight. There's no other chance anymore. 85 stacks for Cassia. Dehaka. Dehaka gets out. Then again, the tether in the back. Anubarak dives away. The disc again connecting, but this time the isolation actually makes it 2. Hits 3. 3-player isolation. The bunker. It got clutched for it. It got close for a second. They try to clutch it out here. Valaman Rega still alive, but he's also suffering, and he gets chased consistently by the Haka here. But Tracer might be the first one to fall, and she barely gets out. Has to wait for the heal from Malfurion. The objective is about to be claimed. They're grabbing it. They're getting the objective, but they lost 2 of their keeps. Top keep and bottom keep are both gone, and the one in the middle is soon going to get attacked as well. So they were able to get the objective. Now what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it right now? This is now the moment where you have to try and get real damage done. Push these lanes out and just wreak havoc. And I'm not so sure if they... yeah, this is going to be really difficult. Tracer's at the top lane too. So they're not throwing... they're not putting all of their eggs in the basket right now. Tracer is slowly coming back in. She escorted a couple of the waves through, but now that they're moving in, missing that. Alright, so they take the fort out, or at least they will, but they need kills, and they lose Malfurion instead. Malf is down, Anubarak is disked, and this is likely where it's gonna end. Honestly, for me, the game winner is Maiev. Faz played it so incredibly well here. Such an amazing performance, and just setting so many of these kills up. Just the discs alone that he was able to throw out. So many kills that came just from the discs alone. And now they can go for core here. I honestly don't understand why they don't. There's only 3 alive, and, well, okay, there's no minion waves that can push with them. Nothing like that. 5 versus 3. And if you don't make it, then the core is just gonna regenerate. So, yeah. But okay. They are at least defeating the objective. And can then start to focus on the next play, which is apparently winning it with the boss at the top. And with Malfurion down for another 7 seconds and Anubarak missing for 13. Yeah. Can definitely totally see that. So. Tracer. Yeah, Dino has been playing a lot with Falstad earlier, as he was always attempting, to play around them, but the blue team is not making any greedy plays where they're sending in an isolated hero down to take the camp. And that means that they are now pushing through the top and trying to end the game here, and I don't see a way for the red team to stop that. They have minions now pushing in. It's 2 armor shields that are missing, so this is more and more likely to go to game number 5. Which might happen on Volskaya. I'm not quite sure which other map is still available here. But it might honestly be Volskaya that we're looking at as the final map. Always assuming that they're not shitting the bed here. And they're able to win this now. So, off we go. We're slowly having the attack at the top. Boss, so far, full hit points. No problem there. They get the Riptire out early to obliterate the minions. But I think this is very, very clearly headed for W14 Kure. We're gonna go the distance. Or are we? We turn the boss down pretty quickly. And again, you have to win the game right now. If you lose too many heroes, then the core is gonna regenerate. They might not win it here. Boss is actually insanely low, and Kure is also dropping hit points rapidly. Boss is about to fall. The core is walking in the wrong direction. This is not the spot where you want to be. And if it was, it moves out to greet them, and that's game. That is game. We're going to the 7th map of the grand final. Well, we are going the distance. Map number 7. And Kure had a choice to make. There were 2 maps left. You could go... Dino actually phrased it perfectly. He's like, what are we going to do now? We have a good map. And we have a shit map. And Kure went full in on the shit map. We had Cursed Hollow and we had Volskaya Foundry. And Kure was just sitting there like, how can I make everybody's life a living hell? Banana H joined the lobby, and the first thing that he said was just like, this already makes me wanna never ever play HOTS again. So yeah, it's Volskaya Foundry, the map without an objective that does anything, and I'm a little bit intrigued. Now, first of all, my F gets banned because now, the reason why my F gets banned right now by them is that the situation has shifted. Now it's first pick, first ban for Team YEAAABOI. So they're getting rid of Zeratul. And it all comes down to this final map. This is the final map that we have. And I still can't believe that it's Volskaya Foundry. Saved the best for last, didn't you? The map that we all love and cherish. If I had a bucket here, I would puke into it right now. So, Uther gets banned. Nobody wants to go up against some hyper carry Vala style here either. And off we go with the final ban. The Haga is still up. Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna go for that. Maybe they target Caterpillar again. And they do. Joanna gets eliminated. She gets banned out. And let me guess what we're gonna get as a first pick. Are they gonna change their MO, or are they just gonna stick with what they've done throughout the entire day? Was there a single game in this day, in the previous best of 5 series and now the best of 7, was there a single map where they didn't go for the Haka first? I think they're going to break they're just going to break it now. They're going to pick something else. Just watch it happen. Yep, there it is. Chaotix Junkrat, higher priority for them than the Haka. So the only question that we have to ask ourselves now is, will the blue team take it away from them? Yes or no? Oh ho 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 ho! Suljin! First pick! Okay, unless somebody had a stroke and we're going to redo the draft, this is going to be fun. Suljin first pick. I have to admit, I didn't see that one coming. And we get Blaze. Now, that's a pick. Especially as a first pick. If you try and throw that in as a surprise later on, then we're talking. But first pick Suljin is new. Okay, okay, I gotcha. Part of me wants to strangle Kure a little bit for picking this map, but the other part is looking at that Suljin first pick and is like, okay, now you have my attention. Stitches and Falstad. So they're actually letting the Haka go for now. But this got interesting. This all of a sudden got very interesting. Game number 7, Suljin first pick. They have the pocket strategy right there. And on the other hand, we have that Gorge Gust Isolation. And Duina gets banned. Yeah, she's too pretty. So they have to get rid of her. But, well, I could still see a double global being played by them. If they're going for a Dehaka pick on the red team side, if it doesn't... They already have Blaze, so they're not going to go for Dehaka too. So if right now Dehaka gets chosen by the red team, they have a double global again. Do they want that? We'll see. They ban Medivh, okay. So no shields. Zarya is technically still up, so if you really want shields, if you're set on getting massive amounts out, you could go Zarya. Triple front line with Zarya, and yeah, just have Suljin as your only damage dealer. Do you think that's realistic? No, but it could happen. Uther is banned, so that Uther main tank doesn't fly anymore. If you still want to have your double heal, there's Malfurion and they get Tyrael. Tyrael Blaze. I love that we have Tyrael back in this grand final. I've been talking about Tyrael throughout the entire tournament. I said, like, I need him back. I need him in the side lane. Give me Judgment. Give me Sanctification as a main tank. Go, go, go. Double layer of defense. Go for that bunker. Go for Sanct. And now we get it. So that leaves us with Kure as the final pick. But here's the choice for map number 6, technically. It's the best of 7, but it's map number 6 that we're finishing on. With Leo and Brightwing. Oh my god, yeah boy, what did you do? What did you do? No Dehaka? Now you gotta perform. I mean, you are just crushing all my expectations here. So, Kure, come on. Show me what you got. Is it that Thrall frontline again? Another thundering game? And the answer is Tracer. Okay, Malfurion, Tyrael, Tracer, and Suljin at the side. Guys, we're going to the final map. This is the final map right now, Volskaya. It's all gonna end here. This is what it comes down to. Team YEAAABOI against Team Kure. The final map. We're going to Shitskaya Foundry and the blue team. With definitely a little bit of a curveball in the draft. We are now getting Kure on Tracer, Valamar on Malfurion, Bloodcool on Blaze, Brandon with Tyrael, and surprise, surprise, we have Suljin, played by Fuzz. Locked in as a first pick, by the way, just saying. On the right side, the red team with Caterpillar on Stitches again. We got YEAAABOI, the captain, on Leoric, Banana Age on Brightwing, Dino on Falstad, and Chaotic is playing his Junkrat once more. So, the final map, we get Recklessness as the level 1 talent for Suljin. This is the map where the objective essentially doesn't really exist. So we're gonna get a lot of team fighting around anything but the objective. We'll see. There's a couple of different ways on how you can approach it. There's literally games where you see the objective essentially never taken because the teams don't really care, or they just abandon the protector and they're like, yeah, whatever. And then there's others where it's just more about trying to get something done with it. But of course, one of the questions is always how much counter pressure do you have? How many tools do you have that can take the protector down quickly? And let's not forget, if you have someone like Suljin here, you can also start stacking on the protector quite easily. Brandon right now riding in to battle on a yellow snowflake. So literally he's riding into battle on frozen P right now. Yellow snow, guys, stay away from it. Word of advice, stay away from yellow snow. It's not gonna end well for you. Now with the camps coming up, of course, we have either the play to go straight for your own turrets, or you're trying to go up to the top and attempt to sneak in the healing beacon first. But they are probably going to try to... Actually, for a second I thought they would try and get both, but nope, turret is about to be taken. Same for both teams. And now over on the right side, the next little camp gets played out. Down at the bottom, Leo, yeah, ghosting away, and they're still following up on that. But there you go. It's actually a pretty nice skin for Tyrael, I gotta say. There's a couple of really cool Tyrael skins. I like these, the Seraphim ones, a bit more than also the Mecha one that everybody was then raving on about. It was like, oh my god, it's so awesome. That's not bad. But this one with this tint, there's also like the white one, actually looks pretty awesome. And yeah, one of my favorites probably in the game too. Now, we got the level 4 talents kicking in that gives us the Vile Cleaver for now. Top side, Dino. Still the only global. They're rotating against Blood Pool, but with the jet propulsion he can... Oh, get over here! And he's alive. I am not so sure if that Junkrat mine saved him, or if he would have gotten away anyways. I mean, let's take another look at that. So, when he tried to jet propulsion out, got him back in very quickly, and then there was decent damage. I think they could have gotten a kill if not for that little pounce there. It just put them out of the range of Forset, I believe, and then he could get away. So that seems like... Oh, Tracer, yeah. Tracer at the bot lane. Kure goes down, going up against somebody can poly you, and then also Leo apparently didn't end well for him. So that's now... Tracer has the first kill, so Kure goes down. 3 stacks, by the way, for Suljin. We're definitely going to keep an eye on his baseline there. And also what he is taking. That is, by the way, a crime against humanity. My eyes! What is that, dude? Like, seriously. Like, honestly, if I lived in the US, I could probably sue him. Look at this. This is an assault. That skin and tint and then that mount. I mean, dude, what the hell were you thinking? Wow. That is fugly as hell. So, level 7 kicking in. We still have... Ooh, yeah, getting a few more hits in against Junkrat right now. Level 7, come on, what are we getting? Are we going for the Arcanite access, or do we just say... Yep, we are. We are stacking on level 7 as well. So, objective, by the way, is still being targeted, at least a little bit. So Team YEAAABOI is currently at nearly 100. Overtime is about to start, so if you really want to fight for it, then this is kind of the moment where you have to try and pull it off. Fast takes control away for a moment. There's still a healing beacon that the teams could technically fight for. And Tracer at the bottom of the map might get killed again, and yes, there it is. Tracer goes down. Dino with another fantastic play on the global. The coordination that these guys have is just awesome. It just simply is. I've been talking about this ever since we had the first few games today in the best of 5 that was played previously. They're coordinating this so well. You have Brightwing coming in, bam, the poly hits, Falstad is flying, and then the quick kill. That's the second time that Kure gets now destroyed, so Tracer has fallen twice. And that looked pretty solid. Now, they could technically try and go for the objective here still. Team is still aiming to get themselves some turrets. And it's the first healing beacon that's about to be claimed now. So, time for some healing beacon action. To try and get those. More control over whichever area they try to fight over. 6 stacks for Suljin. It's not really too crazy. Suljin is not getting that much done yet. It's a little bit harder since there's not a lot of skirmishes happening either. If you're playing a map without an objective, then that tends to happen. There's not a lot of reasons to push out there and try to be aggressive and make big plays. So what we're seeing instead is them just simply trying to get Suljin into any action and go for a couple of camps. Now we have level 10 abilities on both sides. No shocking revelations here so far, and I don't expect any, to be honest with you. Falstad, by the way, can not only gust after Gorge, but also, technically, if you entomb and then gust, you can isolate a target as well. It's not really all that common. It happens, gets played. Yeah. Double turret for the blue team so far, and that extra healing beacon, of course, that we've spoken about earlier for the red team. Well, maybe at some point they're going to make a play for this. But currently, it's a very tame game. And understandably so. I mean, it is the best of 7 after all. And it's past midnight here. So I would assume that a few of the European players are already about to fall asleep. And the rest is probably still playing this a little bit slow. I hope that they just like completely stocked up on coffee or a couple of energy drinks because they're going to need them. It's We're in for the long haul now. Yeah, jet propulsion not connecting. Leo still at the bottom of the map up against Tracer. And on the damage, you can already tell the tale here. 12,000 damage, 13,000 for Tracer, 11,000 for Falstad. It's not really a massively kill-heavy game. They go for Tyrael. If that Poly doesn't connect immediately, well, they have the trap, and there's the kill. Okay. And they steal the turret away too. So now they have the turret, and they're going to get Malfurion as well. He's not going to walk away from this. Malfurion is about to get murdered. They get a counter kill against Junket, and damn! Brightwing! Okay! That was actually pretty good. That looked like 3 kills to 0 for the red team, and then just towards the end, we're having the blue team step it up a little bit and getting a few kills themselves. Alright, neat. Nicely done. Couple of items have of course also been used during that fight, but that was a pretty sweet play. That also gives Suljin a few more stacks. He's now sitting at 10, so another 5, and he has the range increase. Not the biggest lead for Team YEAAABOI, but they at least have level 13 talents now, and so does the opponent. More control too now with the ensnare that Suljin grabs. And we're back to the turrets on the map. Falstad with 51 cents, so everybody is just like working around stacks right now, trying to get some items. Structures have basically not really been touched. Tracer's trying to get kills in on Dino, but Banana Age is already making a move there as well. Then there's the healing beacon that gets grabbed. Yeah, so everybody is just like roaming around. Nobody has gone for the objective ever since we went into overtime earlier, or has tried to actually lock that in. And yeah, at the top they're going again with the Entomb for Blaze, and he has to bunker up, and he might not make it. Nah, he gets through the gate. But those are those little aggressive plays that we're still seeing from Team YEAAABOI that are definitely hurting. And now Brandon is trying to grab the objective, so at least one of them is attempting to make a move here. And they get it! They get the Protector. Protector is in. Objective number 1, 9 minutes into the game. And we have Tracer and Tyrael both in it, and there's some structures that are going to finally fall. So some structures will be destroyed. It's gonna happen. It's actually happening. A wall has been taken out. By the way, talking about taking things out, they're losing Suljin at the top. Doesn't even go for the ult. Got polyed again, obviously. But yeah, those little hook and gorge plays that we're seeing from Caterpillar are working so much better for him. It's the 3rd time today that he plays the hero, and I gotta give it to them. Game number 1, when he played Stitches for the first time, didn't really look all that great. Was honestly not really doing it for me. But the last 2 games, hooks are connecting, and he is doing a lot better. Bottom of the map seems like they're nearly getting this. Nice little juke. He still tries to get away and play that out, but in the meantime we have also an attack against Dino. So there's still Tracer that they're trying to slow down here, but I think both of them are going to get away. They had to sacrifice the healing beacon, but Tyrael made it out. Kure dodges and is safe. Leo, on the other hand, might not make it, but he connected the drain. So yeah, we're getting some neat little battles with level 16 talents now also kicking in for the 2 teams. And it's all coming again down to the final map here, obviously. This is the one. Final map in the series. Whoever wins it on Volskaya takes the title and is also walking away with the biggest chunk of the prize money here. So who's going to be the champion of the Captain's Clash? Damage output now at the 10-minute mark, 23,000 and 30,000 for the 2 top damage dealers. Interesting enough, it has now switched over to Leoric. So Leoric with the continuous drains is the one that has the most damage on the red team. They have 5 kills, by the way. 5 kills against 2. The only one that they haven't been able to take down is Blaze. But they are slowly starting to lose structures. It starts with some walls that are getting destroyed, and then also, of course, the bottom fort that is so low that it should be taken out whenever Tracer or anybody else has an opportunity to get over there and drop a couple of auto attacks. Now, Falstad, Dino, he is actually getting some really nice damage out as well. The next camp is up, and this time we're talking healing beacon again. Caterpillar still looking for Gorge and for some hooks. But the first thing that he does is show that minion who is boss. And they get another healing beacon for themselves as well. So just like a quick item check, we currently have 2 turrets and the healing beacon for them. Definitely a few more items around on the red team side than for their opponents. Falstad as a global is now also trying to control this a little bit more. Objective, of course, up at the top right now. So if they wanted to go for some extra progress on the checkpoint, they could do that as we speak. Well, yeah, it's going to spawn again in 30. But we are getting to level 18 now, so we're actually getting into late game scenarios slowly. After the hook range increased for Stitches, he definitely became more and more of a threat. Leo is, by the way, you can see it on the minimap. Leo is forced continuously to go down to the bottom of the map, even though he would rather farm somewhere else and get some additional waves. Now Brightwing is coming in, Falstad is saying hello, Sanctification immediately being used, and here is Sul'jin. The Gust has to be pushed out. But Sul'jin is now at 12 stack on the baseline. There's the Gorge and Entomb to try and block them a little bit, but they need something to stop Tyrael. And with the fort destroyed and Leo gone, it is all of a sudden the blue team that is getting a bit ahead here. They're not only taking the structure out, but they're also ensuring that they're not losing Tyrael. Then again, Kure gets hooked and nearly killed. Yeah, even in the middle they're taking structures out. So that's another one where they're able to get a bit ahead on this. So far, so far, so good. Now, with them taking a lead in XP, get to an earlier level 20. Nobody, by the way, cares at all about the objective topside. So yeah, this is essentially the it's basically the map without an objective. It's not quite that bad. Eventually it's going to get taken, and in the late game it definitely hits hard. But especially early on, you can see how nobody really cares about this. So yeah, they're slowly sending Sul'jin top. It's a very, very patient game that Fuzz is currently playing here. But he is closing in on the range increase, and that will make his progress on stacks easier. He's still far, far away from getting the double swing for his axes that he can stack his level 7 even faster. It's currently at 20,000 damage. If you compare that to Tracer for just a moment, it's not even half of the damage that she brings in. It is, on the other hand, a bit more comparable to the damage output that we're getting from the heroes on the red team side. Team YEAAABOI has also started to slowly make a play for the objective, so at least they're getting some progress in. There's the level 20 talents. So we're 14 minutes in, we're at level 20. Both teams have their Storm talents. And right now, Buried Alive connects. Neat. Gorge 2. But I think Tyrael is going to make it out there. Nope, he is not. They had enough ready, enough CC to take him down. So that's a kill, and that's kill number 6. So we are still ping-ponging this around a bit. It's a continuous back and forth between the two teams. And they are going for a couple of structures now. So the fort in the middle is going to get destroyed, then they can rotate towards the top and take another one out. Let's not forget that they are in the lead on the objective, so if they want to try and leverage that, they could now too. That's 2 of the fountains also removed from the map. Sul'jin at least is getting stacks together, but so far it's not really of any consequence. The Sul'jin pick is still an interesting choice, especially with the high priority that they went for. I mean, again, they first picked Sul'jin, so they were actually afraid of it being banned or taken away from them. Tyrael so far, not with an ult. I mean, Holy Arena is usually what you will see from essentially every single one. Well, they got the Protector up at the top. Brightwing is the only one that goes in right now. Stitches is a little bit too gassy. If you're in a small cockpit and you have to share it with Stitches, I mean, everybody would immediately like just rush out. It's not something that you can enjoy too much. By the way, Tyrael is still not chosen. So I don't think we're going to see anything else, but hey, time will tell. For now, a bit of a push towards the middle. Protector is, by the way, abandoned. Fantastic objective. I mean, much impact, much damage, much wow. So, great job, Blizzard. Yeah, them remaking the map certainly changed things, didn't it? So, with 2 forts gone, there's the hook and Gorge. Yeah, that could be a dead place. If they get... Does he get the bunker out? Okay, he gets the bunker out in time. Still not out of the woods yet. Gets a jet propulsion through, but he's also a little bit isolated, and Tranquility has to be used. We have the healing beacon on the ground as the red team is trying to slowly retreat. They still have a fountain here, and they pop it, but they lose Leoric. And they might lose a little bit more. Sanctification has been used. Tyrael, talking about him, comes into the middle, and the hook misses. So, hook is gone. 6 kills to 4. Still 96 stacks for Falstad, just saying. And yeah, in the meantime, we're having also more stacks being accumulated for and snare! There, Tyrael wanted to follow up and get the kill, but they couldn't. So Brightwing and Falstad both make it out now. Trying to go for Kure again. Junkrat is the only one that's laughing right now. They're gonna lose that fort. Yeah, that's the second. Well, no. Okay. The hook! And he gets dodged again. Brandon is really paying attention. He always has an eye on Stitches. Dodged the hook easily. No problem for him. So he gets away from that. At least for now. Leo is also back. Leo is essentially an observer ward. He's a mobile observer ward in half the situations that we're seeing here. They're trying to steal the items away. It's one of the most important things when you're playing on Volskaya Foundry in the first place. Yeah, buried alive. Another hook, but he already has the cooldown back up on bunker. So yeah. Blaze is just a prepper. Honestly, I want to know what's in that bunker. Why has nobody ever asked that question? I mean, we have seen so many of these things. What does Blaze have in the bunker? I've always said that the guy is a prepper, so there's all kinds of shit in there. All the toilet paper that got lost during COVID, it's in that bunker, 100%. Epstein's client list, in the bunker. I mean, seriously, you name it, it's in the bunker. Blaze has been around for a long time, and he's been accumulating things time and time again. So there's a lot of stuff in there. Tyrael, OJ's second glove. Tyrael is dead. He's actually getting targeted quite a lot now. That's death number 3. But, yeah, can they do something with it? It's a 5 versus 4 now. So maybe now a shot to try and make a little bit of a play here. Especially since they now also took the top side camp here. So maybe an opportunity to take the first keep of the game out. Final map, everybody. It's the final map here, and who's gonna take it? They are sieging up hard on this one. And I think they're going to grab it. Tyrael is down for another 13 seconds. So, yep, that keep is gone. Keep eliminated. Down at the bottom of the map. Still a couple of catapults pushing in. Again, we're 20 minutes into the game, so obviously you have to take care of catapults. We have them with a single turret currently in their hands. Healing beacon is therefore going a long way for them. So, a little bit of an item advantage right now for Team YEAAABOI. And Dino is now pushing out at the bottom of the map. I think Kure has already anticipated that they might lose the series, and he just wanted to punish the red team by making them play on Volskaya Foundry. That's my personal opinion on what's going on here. I mean, I might be wrong. Oh, and Tyrael is dead again. Bye-bye! Yep, he's gone once again. That was nice knowing you, my friend. So, yeah, but it is what it is.
And we say bye-bye!
So, Tyrael disappeared faster than Kamala Harris. It's the 4th time now that he gets eliminated. We got 8 kills now for the red team, and they are starting to clean things up here. They got the janitor! Of course they're starting to clean it up. The janitor is in the house, and he is taking out the trash, and that fort down here looks pretty trashy to me. With all the extra items that they're holding, with the 5 versus 4 advantage, there's that too. So off we go. We have another fort destroyed. That means that they're down to 2 keeps. That's all that they have here. Fort status is flying around. I'm a little bit mad personally at Dino that this time he didn't get it for Epic Mount. I enjoyed that a lot whenever he picked it in the previous few games, and now he just abandons me and my hopes and dreams and just says, hey, with all the isolation plays that we're trying to execute, I have to go for the wind tunnel. So, I don't know. Wind tunnel, it needs a little bit of a different, I mean, it needs a graphics update or something. Damage numbers, by the way, we got 58,000 now for Junkrat. We have 78,000 for Tracer. And it is objective number 3. Oh yeah, this is where it gets real. No, I'm just kidding. But we're 22 minutes in, so this is going to start and hit a little bit harder. You can see that the red team is absolutely terrified that the objective might be locked in any moment right now. So they're throwing everything that they have at that bot lane and are desperately throwing hero after hero. Oh wait, no, they don't. My bad. So, level 23. And they're escorting a couple of catapults to the top lane. So I think the idea here is still going to be for them to try and get minions in. Caterpillar showing that minion who's boss. Oh yeah. I think that minion insulted his mother earlier. So that's what happened. Wasn't even aiming for Blaze. Nah. Take that thing down. Blue team has also abandoned the bot lane. And it's still just the poke. Now, the top lane is, all jokes aside for just a second, but when you're talking about the top lane, the problem here is not only that the keep is destroyed, the problem is that the red team still has their fort. So, the big issue is that currently, it's catapult after catapult after catapult. Woo! The Entomb! Tracer gets wrecked! That was great. That was the money Entomb right there. Kure gets hit hard. Look at that. Look at that. There it is. And he's going BAM! Tracer didn't see that one coming. And yeah, it's buried alive. Can't do anything about it. So that's a kill. Tracer is now out for another 40 seconds. Nice! Cattle with a cool hook position too. It's a shame that that didn't hit. That would have been pretty sweet if they could have made that one happen. But as is, it's already a nice big play for that keep. They want to have another keep. They're getting a turret immediately into the action. Tracer's down for another 20 seconds. There's absolutely no way to save that keep. So that's the second keep that they're destroying. And that brings us to a final keep at the bottom of the map for Team Kure. The blue team, they had the lead in the series thanks to their run through the winner's bracket. But now Team YEAAABOI is getting closer and closer and closer to a victory in the best of 7. 9 kills, 2-5. 24 minutes in, catapults are scaling, and I know that Kure's a big fan of scaling, but I don't think that he's gonna like it in this game. Because the only thing that's currently scaling the most is those catapults and the damage that they do, and that is not in their favor. Not even a little bit, and let's not forget they also don't have a global. And now 24-25 minutes in, Suljin does not even have his baseline completed yet. He's sitting at 24, and we have him on 45 stacks for his level 7 talent. That's not crazy good or anything. Damage output on Suljin is at 36,000. He's at half of what we're seeing from Tracer. Less than half. So that Suljin pick has, in my opinion, not really worked out yet. Yeah. Now Leo is slowly taking at least a bit control over the objective at the bottom of the map. Falstad sitting tight here in the middle, playing quite a bit passive. They are trying to cover just all the bases and make sure that they have Falstad on the ready whenever there is any kind of problem. But yeah, Leo is slowly getting the objective down here. And the blue team is now moving over. YEAAABOI realizes it and is immediately out. It's not guaranteed that if you Wraith walk there that you actually can escape. Especially, of course, the way that he currently spec'd the hero. We have on level 13 the Spectral Leech, we have Mithril Mace on 20, and here comes the fight. It could decide the game. Trace isn't here yet. Hook, Bunker. A couple of ults are already getting YOLO'd out, and Kure is saying hello too. They're playing very heavily to the hook, around the hook cooldown, obviously. Cattle, come on! You can do better than that. I know you can. I've seen you do it in this game. That was wishful thinking. Wishful hooking. Seems like they're going to give up the Protector here. Yep, Protector for the blue team. All that value that is coming now. All that value. Get ready for it. Get ready for the big Protector value here. Yeah. Catapults have to be dealt with. 26 minutes into the game. It's not going to get any better. Ooh, the value! Look at it! Woof! Blizzard, no, please, nerf! Oh my god! It's too strong! It's too strong! No! 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 It's one-shotting everything. They're just taking it for a walk. This is honestly just a test drive. No Fury is like, you want to see my new car? I think they got lost. Maybe somebody didn't clean the windshield in a while. Or they lost their internet connection and yeah, Google Maps is not doing anything for them. Look at the value! It's so powerful! There's Gorge and everybody's stuck in the Protector. So, yeah, there they try to go for the next kill and... Oh, they take Tracer down. Tracer is eliminated and now they're starting to chase. They want Malfurion, they want Solgen. They want everything, but they missed the hook and they don't have the Entomb now. But Tracer got wrecked once again. How many times did Kure die? 4 times. So, yep. Protector has been abandoned and went down. Such a powerful... such a powerful tool. Oh god. Now it's a 5 versus 4. But, yeah, let's see. Can they actually end the game here, or do they just go for the final keep? They are poking against the shield. Tracer's down for only 24 seconds. That's not a whole lot. I guess they're gonna try and get another kill here. And there's the Entomb, and Snare's out too, but they cannot get the kill. The jet propulsion is... Oh, maybe Junkrat just prepped them for the next one. Yeah, I got close there. So they can't really get anything. Tracer's back on the map. They sieged up a little bit. They're trying to get the catapults connected, I guess. But again, they will slowly have to fall back here. There's a few more items that they can grab on the map. That's exactly what they're headed for. It's now 28 minutes on the clock. Catapults are hitting hard. But you have to get those kills, and you gotta get more than one. Honestly, it looked like they might be able to chase at the top, but then after Tracer got destroyed, yeah, there was a little bit of a problem trying to save the rest of them. 150 stacks for Falstad. Just saying, boy is stacking. And the same is true for Zul'jin. I mean, he's very slow at it, but he is getting more stacks. So it's a slow ordeal, but it's working out for them. Now, the hooks are slowly being dodged. With slowly, I mean like the last couple, let's say the last 6, 7. They are paying way more attention to where exactly Stitch is positioned and then make sure that they're not getting hit by it. Initially, he connected nearly all of them. But there's another dodge. Blood Quill. They got his number now. They definitely got Cattle's number. But it's a slow process that is happening here. And it's Leo that is escorting the bot lane through. If that catapult gets on structures, it is going to do some damage. Again, these catapults right now, they are hurting. Wind Tunnel had to be used to help them with the disengage here. Catapults in the middle. Damn, these things are starting to hurt. And down here, yep, look at this. It's 3-shotting a tower, essentially. But it's also getting killed shortly after. So, yeah, they need a bit more than only one. If they can group some of them up, then they got a chance there. Seems like Leo is hoping for the same play that he made earlier. He's just hiding in the bush there in the vent and is hoping for Tracer to come by us. He should stop trying to go for Blood Cool. It seems like Blood Cool is the one that is paying the most attention to what's going on around him, and every time that Stitches Hook comes out, he just retreats from it. 30 minutes into the game right now. I am so happy, by the way, that they went for Volskaya. Just imagine if we had to go through the ordeal that is Cursed Hollow. So, yeah. Would have been, I mean, it would have been horrible. Instead, we have an absolutely insane spectacle on Volskaya, where objective after objective is being chased. Such a great decision by Team Kure to go for this as the final map of the series. I would have absolutely hated to see something dynamic like Cursed Hollow, where you have, you know, 2 bosses where you can play around tributes, you have curses, and actually, yeah, big boy gameplay. But instead, you have a stalemate here in the middle. Falstad, by the way, I like it. Haha! Dino, look at him. Dino is stealing some camps away. This is actually a problem for them. That top lane is going to push for core. They gotta abandon this. They're gonna be really sorry to leave this be. But Falstad is even flying out. Fly like an eagle. So the birdie on the way back to join up with the rest of the team as they're now taking over. And of course they want more items. Give me more, give me more, give me more. Towers, turrets, and turrets. They get a hit! He got one! He got one! There's the gust! Where's the poly? There it is! Bye-bye! And they get a follow-up hook too! Tracer needs to get a kill for them. Chaotic is low. There's the turrets. Kure, he survives. But what about the rest of the team? Suljin gets hit, and he gets hit hard. Comes back into the bunker. Now they have to drop a couple of the items. We got the healing beacon on the ground as Suljin has to pop his own ult and is back to business right now. Gets good stacks in against Caterpillar and also some serious damage. But if they get a second kill here, that would be gigantic for them. The jet propulsion is already coming in, and Leoki goes down. Leo is gone. It's a 4 versus 4, and then the hook hits hard, and Suljin dies. The hook hits, Suljin is dead, and the team has to retreat, but they're losing Blaze too. Blaze gets hooked as well, and now there's catapults on the corn. Guys, we're 32 minutes in the game. 32 minutes. Look how they're chunking down the shield. Tracer! No! Kure! That's what you get for picking Volskaya Foundry. Tyrael tried to defend, but the core got already scratched a little bit. The Gust! The nasty little plays are now being made, and it is Protector time. Number 4 is starting to do some damage. Here they go, and that is likely gonna be game. This is it. 15 kills to 6. Team YEAAABOI with a losers bracket run, and then they claim the title, win the grand finals, get their revenge against Team Kure, and win the best of 7 and crown themselves the champions. Congratulations.